Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream.
Oh God!
I warned you.
No, it's just because I heard it again because the stream, well, it was unmuted, so I just say you screamed that twice. It's muted now, so we're good.
It sounds like I'm live. Okay, I can make the announcement.
Interesting. The Twitch announcement is brilliant. Lenser is structuring structures called structural in C. It's very interesting. Is that the stream title?
I've totally forgot all of it. No, it's not. That's the go live notification, though.
That's the go live. No, that's different from the stream title because of course it is.
Yeah, Twitch is crazy. Okay, I've updated the stream info. Obviously, the go live notification, it's a little late to update that, so I'm going to leave it. And I think we're ready to go. If you're new here, join the Discord. There's a link somewhere you can get to. That's a mouse button. There's a link somewhere you can get to very easily. I'm sure where you normally look for links. Look there. And yeah, that's it. Come get notifications every time I go live. I'll say hi to you when you get here. And you can get help on code you're working on, or kind of show off something that you're working on, or talk about linguistics. We like it all here. Or just stream making music like we've had people do before. That's fun too. We like it all. Where are we at? I can move this. Izidiyush says, hi. Hi, Izidiyush. How's it going? With us today is the lovely and most generous Saraid.
Oh.
And yeah, if you didn't catch it by the title, we're working on phi loops for Phor's sake.
Yes, and not the other way around.
No, that'd be ridiculous. I gotta open this.
I just tried to search for just tried to look for the fun compiler project, and then I forgot. And then I remembered actually it's not called that anymore, so that's why it's not on my list.
Something may have happened very recently that changes that. That's true. He says, good. Oh, damn. Saraid's up. How are you guys? I'll let you answer first.
What?
How are you?
Oh, I don't know. More awake than yesterday, definitely.
That's a good one. That's a good one. You got some sleep.
Yeah.
That's ideal.
As opposed to yesterday.
See, I kind of sleep like a vampire. I just get in my coffin and don't move for the next 3 days.
Oh, I thought you were going to say during the day.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't. It's really bad for you to sleep during the day, sadly. But I do enjoy, this is a quote from Lex Fridman that I do like. I find happiness in 7-Eleven at 3 a.m.
I see.
You know what I mean? You get a slushie, it's empty. It's just you and the guy at the counter. You're walking around looking at snacks. You can spend $5. It's not a big deal. Get a terrible hot dog. And the people you run into are fantastic. Looks like I fetched remotes and we are good. Izidiyush says, I just woke up and Len's sleep is true. Coincides with his streams. Yeah. That's exactly right. Every time I stream, I'm awoken. I have awoken. I was.
I'm awake.
I am awake.
Or do you want to emphasize the fact that you just woke up?
That would probably be it. Do I need to make the text bigger in chat? Let me know. Anybody watching the stream?
Oh, the ERC chat. I think it's readable.
Okay, that's perfect.
Then again, your text is generally very small, but at least when I go to what's it called, theater mode, then it's fairly readable, I'd say. But then again,
That's perfect. I
you can
think
also
this,
see the chat on the right. So.
yeah, this is more for the YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're watching in 360p, it's not on me that you can't read it.
Yeah. If that's the case, I'd suggest waiting an hour or two until everything is being processed properly, because that might take a bit usually.
That's
So
right. I have so many things open. Okay.
it's only 10 windows.
Okay. Lots of warnings still. That's lovely.
Oh God. Why? Oh, because of do you actually do have standard, or is that just when you're compiling with GCC?
So I'm compiling with MinGW right now, so it's only
And that
GCC.
provides that. Okay.
Yeah.
To signed is set but not used. That's because of I actually fixed some of those, so it's fewer now.
Is there a
Uh,
thing to happen?
what?
Is there a PR to merge?
No, that was like,
That's right.
what did we do recently that?
The machine instructions are still a work in progress, I believe.
Oh yeah, that is still a work
It's
in
going to be a
progress.
split
But
branch.
we had some pull requests recently, didn't we? That I opened that we merged.
That's probably correct. Uh, we did
Was
L
it this one?
values.
No, it wasn't this one. It was the other one, I think.
I think it's
Yeah,
this.
it may have been this one. I don't remember. But I
It's
remember doing
beautiful.
something, and in the process of doing that, I also fixed the warnings, and it looks like it was that. Yeah,
Yep, this
it
is
looks like
definitely
it was
it.
this one. So it's always the way to shut up W conversion warnings is to actually just cast stuff, which is not the recommended way. But in this case, it doesn't matter because it doesn't matter whether this is an i64 or U64. So
I have too many things open. Okay. We're good.
Mm.
What am I doing? I should probably, I compiled it. Rule 110 compiles and works.
That's good. Optimize is probably still broken.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. I lost it.
Oh God, Clang D wasn't playing nice. Let's see.
Yeah, there's some issues there.
Mm.
I just did the same thing.
Mm.
Yeah.
That doesn't look right.
It looks great.
Yeah.
TNT Master 58 says hi.
It probably has something to do with like local or global variables or something. I don't know what it is, but something.
GCC works.
I don't think GCC 03 is going to do much because it's assembly. It doesn't optimize assembly as far as I know. It would.
I
I
think it
hope it
all
does.
produces Gimple.
I don't think assembly produces Gimple.
It doesn't? Is it just pasta as?
No, I just passed through, I assume, because I don't think Gimple has representations for every single assembly language ever. But I can try. Let's see. We can take a
Might go
look at
right
that.
to RTL. They still have RTL optimizations.
I think it just gets passed through to has if you call GCC on an assembly file. I don't think it even looks at it.
That's so sad.
Do I have an assembly file anywhere? We have test.s here. This is, I mean, I can just compile something, I suppose. Oh God, but I
Yeah.
don't think my current branch can compile anything. Let's see.
I don't think so either.
So
CodeGen
I
is going to
do
be
have an
rough.
assembly file here. I can just try one of these.
I can send you
Test
one.
with test.s here, which doesn't do much, but could definitely be. Oh God, I have to translate it to new assembly now. So okay, let me see if I have a code.s lying around somewhere. I think I do from the compiler.
That's right. First on the agenda, I was going to make integer, void, and byte keywords.
That's a good idea.
And then, yeah. So integer, void. This is a weird order to put them in. Why did I say them in that order?
A
Void.
code.s is empty. That's not good. Oh my God, I have to like check out everything now. Is it worth? I just, you know what? I'm gonna go to temp. I'm gonna
Stash.
clone the damn thing, and
Yeah.
then we're gonna compile something with it because I don't want to write assembly by hand right now. So
That's right. So right
just
now
gonna
I'm
go.
extending the lexer to be able to to be able to properly
That's good.
parse keywords that we need to. Parser ast.h has all the token types, right?
It should, yeah.
Beautiful. It's been a little bit.
Mm.
Byte. Integer keyword. I feel like integer keyword is going to be needed here. Like we need KW. Because number going to represent like floating point and non?
Number is literal.
Yeah, but
I
if
guess
we have floating,
keyword to avoid confusion, sure. And once we have floats, I suppose no. I don't think that should be separate token type. I'm not sure. I don't think so actually.
because they
I
could
mean,
both.
it doesn't. There'll be a different type internally anyway. Yeah, then it'll have a different node type. So
I think this is fine, right?
I think TK number is fine for both, but calling it TK integer underscore keyword is not a bad idea either, just so to avoid confusion. It's the same reason why in my compilers, if I have an equals and an equals token, I typically call them TK assign and TK equals equals. I never have a TK equals because I might confuse that for either.
That's right.
So I always have assign and equals equals, but not a single equals.
I love
So that makes it clear that this is actually a keyword and not a value.
it. That's right. Sorry, just chat. TNT Master says, do you know how to play chess? Yes. I didn't know that was related. But yeah,
Oh.
I play chess a lot. I use the chess.com and the mobile app
Me
they
too.
have. Is it useless? I'll be back. Let me make some tea. Oh, that's what I have right in front of me. Some wild berry, herbal, caffeine-free tea. I hate caffeine. I hate stimulants in general. I can't do it.
So let's take a look at code2.s, whether I actually need to tell it to assemble, not to compile. And it very much looks like it doesn't optimize a single thing about it.
It doesn't.
Yeah, it just gets passed through to as because that makes more. Because it's a C compiler or and C++ compiler, not an assembler.
And
GCC actually doesn't know how to assemble anything. It also always just calls as if you give it an object, an assembly file.
And as doesn't do optimizations either. It doesn't pass through
It's an
O3.
assembler, not an optimizer. It doesn't know how to do optimization. Optimizations are done in GCC's internal IR, so
See, that doesn't make any sense to me. If you're going to make an assembler, why not make an optimizer for the assembly that you're assembling?
because typically that's not the point of an assembler. Typically, if you're writing in assembly, either you know what you're doing and you don't want anyone to mess with it, because if you're writing in
Pre-kernel.
assembly, then you probably know better than any compiler and optimizer, at least that's the intent. Or two, you're doing some very scuffed and low-level stuff like, I don't know, a bootloader where some things have to be at certain offsets and you don't want anything messing with that either. So typically, if you have a reason, if you're writing an assembly, you don't typically want the code to change. You want exactly the code that you're giving it. So that, in my opinion, would be the reason why we don't optimize assemblers. Because if you want optimization, you just write it in a high-level language, and that's it.
Interesting. So what you're saying is, if I rewrote the assembly parts of Lenser OS, it'd be 8 times as fast. I don't know. So all we need to do is make it so that it knows about the what string refers to what token type, and then it'll parse it, right?
That's not here.
It'll lex it.
Oh yeah, it will lex it, and if you add it to that particular switch statement is just for printing them in error messages.
Okay,
The
but
only thing about for parsing is that the keywords.
okay,
Thing
so
is
I've
that
added it
9
here.
is 9. Yeah. So if you added it there, then that's a keyword. Yeah.
Okay, so we
That's
have
actually handle it.
keywords, and crazy stuff is going to happen.
Yeah, it's not going to work too well.
It used the old exe. That's why it still ran.
Oh, I see.
Because we don't clean. I didn't
That's
clean.
expected.
Expected base type got integer. This is perfect. So it's using this, the keyword integer here, which means that all we have to do is find Affected base type. And then go...
Is that here? Let's see. Where is that? That's pass type.
Yeah,
It
parse the
looks about
base
right.
type.
And I think it's time to convert all of this
That's-
into a switch statement, perhaps.
Yeah, it's getting a little long, huh?
Getting long, yeah.
Oh, man. When it indented 2 spaces for a second,
Not how
my
switch
brain
statements
broke. Oh, my.
work.
It's going to be a good
I
day.
would suggest wrapping all of these in braces or just copying the braces because we're declaring variables in them, so it would get messy and a properly configured compiler would complain about that because you can't jump past a variable declaration, and a case label is just a regular label, and the switch acts like a go-to, so it's technically definitely not valid C++, and I don't think it's even valid C to do that. But then again, in C, I wouldn't be surprised if the compiler let you do that.
Did I get rid of a comment? I think there
I
might have been a
think so.
comment. I'll
So
get it
yeah,
back.
it doesn't really matter that much.
Skystar says, hello. TNT Master says, what's your elo? Low. TNT Master also says, who's Phi? Stick around, you'll find out. What did I do?
Probably something about name types, because that's what that is.
Okay, apparently I didn't.
Apparently not.
Legendary.
Hmm.
I'm just paranoid.
Thing as I think I wrote most of this, there would probably be some superfluous comments somewhere, so yeah.
There's got to be at
Because I
least
like
some.
writing more comments.
We can't ever get here.
No, that's why there's no break in any of these. Okay, I will say writing the return statement outside of the braces is first cursed and secondly
Doesn't
illegal
work.
because it refers to local variables.
So we just get rid of it.
Yeah.
We still need a semicolon?
No, we don't need that.
Confusing.
It's a block statement. A block statement is a brace, an opening brace, followed by any number of statements, followed by a closing brace with no semicolon. That's why you also don't have to put a semicolon after an if statement, or after a for loop, or after a while loop, or after most things that have a brace. The exception is structs for some ungodly reason. I guess it's because declaration syntax in C is weird, and the semicolon is so you know that it's not actually a declaration. So I suppose that does make sense to some extent, but still.
We kind of need to do all this, don't we?
No.
We don't.
Mm-mm. Well,
Okay.
we do have to do the AST make type pointer. So I would like extract that from all the branches and put that at the very end.
This?
Because I think, yeah, that. Because
But
we also have that in the next case, and in the case after, we should also have it there, which we don't, but we should. So actually, that's a bit. Okay, hold on, that's a bit annoying.
This kind of sucks.
I think actually there's a lot of duplication here. What's going on here? Because okay, two things. First, why are we not calling past type derived in the TK type case? So that's not right. And secondly, yeah, that's just a lot of code duplication. I think what we should do is like make a local variable called base or type or whatever,
And then return that?
assigned to that instead of returning. And then after all of this nonsense, also that should probably go in the default case. That would make sense, I guess. And after that, we take this entire. No, we're actually going to put something there.
Okay. That's right. We're going to like return out, right?
Yeah, or whatever we call it, yeah.
Sure. My go-to is just out. This
Out.
collects all pointers, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's
but
fine.
this has... Okay,
pointers are
I'm
first.
getting it now.
And then we apply it later because, yeah. because in this language it's the I would say the wrong way around. You could call it the other way around, I suppose, where the pointers are first. I know Pascal does that too, but I'm just much more used to the pointers coming after than before
I'm
the type.
I'm okay with making that a compiler switch or something on the command line.
That probably would be a bit cursed, because
Oh yeah.
as soon as you flip that, then then oh god, interoperability would be horrible with that. I mean,
It
I
it
think
would
it
be
might be
like
better to stick to one.
it would be like in Pascal where it's in the file itself, like you do some craziness.
You can change that in Pascal. I didn't know that.
You can
Interesting.
change compiler flags for yeah. You should look into that. It's a lot of
Oh, well,
fun in
changing
Pascal.
compiler flags in a file, sure, that makes sense, but not like where the pointers go.
Oh yeah, you can change which dialect of Pascal you use.
Again, it's Pascal. Anything is possible in that
Like
language. It's like
objective Pascal versus free Pascal versus,
objective Pascal is an accident.
and you can use it with any certain files and not others, or certain parts of files, or
Of course, of course.
at least with Algol 68 Genie. Or not Algol 68 Genie, what did I just say? With free Pascal, FPC
Oh
compiler.
yeah,
My
free
brain.
Pascal, free Pascal, the compiler that doesn't know that sub is an instruction that exists. Oh my god. To test how static chain pointers are passed to functions, I needed a language that actually supports that, like local functions. So I used Fortran at first, but Fortran only allows one level. I wanted to see what two levels look like. So I tried using Pascal. And the Pascal compiler spat out what was actually a sub from what was it, RSP, but it used a Leah instruction with a negative increment or something instead. Like it apparently doesn't know that sub is an instruction that exists. So yeah,
That's not ideal.
and it was, I think, I'm not sure if it turned optimizations on,
Let's
but
use
then
Leah.
again, yeah, uh,
Why are you mad?
that's close to what we want. Yeah. Oh, it's keyword. Yeah. So this
Classic.
is close to what we want. Yeah.
There's probably a better way to do this.
No, no, this is how I usually do it too.
Uh, I have a great memory today, don't worry. It's going great.
All right, this is step 1 of 3.
Step 1 of 3. That's good. We did it. And then we have to go down here and actually like do the proper
Yeah,
things.
so now we can just copy it out from one of the branches that actually has it, like this one.
This?
Yeah, and the thing after that too, because well, not the consume parent, not that, but the parse type derived also, because the type derived is anything that comes after the base type. So if we have like an array of structs, then that it wouldn't be able to parse it right now, or actually it would fail to parse an array of integers. So yeah, we do need that here,
That may be an
and that
issue.
needs to be out, I suppose. And
Could
the
we
point
return
is
this?
that is returned. Then yeah, we could just return that.
I feel like
Sure,
that makes sense.
sure. Yeah, that works.
Now,
Uh,
remove.
remove that, and that needs to be also needs to be copied out.
So both of these.
The arrive type. Yeah,
Okay.
they're the same thing, really.
I see. I should have just copied more. Copy and paste more when in doubt. Okay. Can we?
Yeah, no, we just need to delete that.
This.
Mm-hmm.
Okie doke. This is going well. So now let's. I
And
just
in
got
the
to
other
think
case
about this.
too,
What did I forget?
in the TK identifier case, not that one, the other one. That one.
What do I
Or
do?
did you already delete them?
I
Oh,
did.
it's just that's the make type name. My bad.
It's all good. So this should be fine.
Mm-hmm.
So if we have pointer to byte, and then it's an array of those.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm starting to get it.
I guess the way to find out is to run the test and see what happens.
I'm going to try rule 110. What did we get?
Still didn't like. Oh yeah, you did the classic parser
I
mistake.
didn't consume. Next token.
Hmm.
Where? Oh, all of these.
Yep. Hmm. That's the classic parser error. Rather
Emacs
error
moment.
writing parser.
Alrighty.
There we go.
Okay, it actually worked. I am a bit surprised.
Mm. Oh, and perhaps. Oh, Jesus Christ! What's going? Oh, that's probably just. I don't know.
Stack
We'll see.
frame MinGW stuff. It's fine.
Expected expression got integer. That does.
Yeah,
That
a few things look a little suspect. I'm gonna
seem right.
admit. Why do I have the
Let's
tiny terminal?
see. Just over this. How many threads do you have on this system or CPUs or whatever?
4 CPUs, 8 threads.
Okay, because we could probably multi-thread this somehow in Algol so that it goes faster.
That's a
All
great
the
idea.
I
This
mean,
should
I
be
did that in
6 9.
C++, so doing that in Algol, I don't know how painful that would be. At least not. I'm not sure how to do. I mean, when it does support wait PAD, I think, so that should work somehow. Seg faults in overload. What is seg faulting actually? In pass type derived with seg faulting, a session failed base. A session failed base? That means base is null. That's not good. Where is that? What did we do? Okay, let's go back here. Hold on.
Default error. This returns.
Yeah, this doesn't return. This throws an exception. Like this does a long jump basically. So this never returns.
Yes. uh,
This seems fine.
can this return null? I'm
Is
just.
there any branch where out is null in here? I don't think so. No,
I'm
these
checking out.
can't return null unless you're out of memory, at which
Okay,
point you have other things to worry about.
that's a good implementation.
So this is
Out.
yeah, well, would you look at that whenever we need with type base there, we need to assign to out.
That might be
Yeah,
an
well,
issue.
that would do it.
Is this eat?
And below that too. And possibly in the struct branch too. No, in
No.
that we already assigned to out. Good. Oh, because we were returning from that earlier, yeah. Yeah, well, that would do it. Actually, like setting the type, that helps. Not just throwing it away right away. That helps. It still didn't like that, but we'll get back to that.
Specifically in return types of functions
Interesting.
of lambda, not a function.
That's better.
We fixed 2 tests.
Oh god.
We can
So
high
what
five.
failed? So that's in IIFE, okay.
Uh,
Yeah, that one. Immediately invoked function expression. That's the C++ thing. So I just
I see.
called it
So
that.
this is just a lambda that we call right
Just a
away.
lambda that's invoked immediately, yeah. To test that that works.
Skyzar, thank you so much for staying tuned in. What's your shell preference? New? Yeah, I have 4 of them open.
Naturally.
I have others. I don't use them very much. I do use btop for Win because that's fun. But yeah, I prefer new shell just because I'm kind of tired of the other ones. They seem old. You know when you read code that's from 30 years ago, 80 years ago? You're like, that's old. It's like that.
For me, it's just I'm so used to Bash that I wouldn't like consider switching. I know that like ZSH, for instance, which is what I use, and but I mean the language. I use
Yeah.
ZSH, but it has shorthands for for loops or something which I don't really know how they work, and I'm not planning on learning it simply because I'm used to POSIX compliant shell scripts, and also because POSIX compliant shell scripts simply work everywhere. So that's good.
I like alacrity with zish fish. What's
Hmm.
alacrity?
It's a terminal.
Oh, okay. Nice. What? Okay, I'm not. Okay. So it's like a way to display the output from zish and fish.
Yeah, you know how Windows terminal versus CMD, that's a difference in terminals, whereas like Bash versus GNU shell is different shells.
I see now. I see now.
Mhm.
What are we doing wrong here?
What are we doing wrong? What are we actually doing here?
What were we doing here?
Not here, I think, actually, or
See,
well,
my
where
thought
are we?
is that
So what is this?
this is a paren expression.
Parent expression. Well, sort of, yeah. That's
So
yeah.
that's why I was worried about this.
Yeah, we're yeeting the parentheses. We're passing a type. We where are we here? This is not in pass expression, is it? This is in pass type.
So this is in parse type, yes,
Mm-hmm.
because technically we have like this allowed
Yes, yeah, that's true.
optionally.
But if we have a parenthesis at the beginning of an expression we don't get here, we're in pass expression where we yeet the parentheses and call pass expression recursively.
So parse expression with precedence.
Precedence of single implementation, yeah. So we do that here.
So this yeets.
This yeets the left parenthesis.
Yeet right paren. I don't think this is pretty obvious what it's doing. It's already annotated.
I think so, yeah. It's in the token name.
And we don't need to consume because we already know. Okay. Okay.
So apparently alacrity is written in Rust. I didn't know that. Someone's saying in chat.
It's written in Rust GPU optimization. Nice. That's very cool.
I
New
think
shell is
most
also.
terminals use GPU optimization. I think so.
Serenity OS's shell doesn't.
Well, it's most terminals that are a bit older than that.
So when we get back here, parse expression will be at a type.
No, pass expression passes. Okay, pass expression,
But
it's called recursive. Ah, I know what the problem is. It's the classic thing. We need to go to there's the type, there's got to be the type keyword somewhere in here, right?
yeah, token type.
So in this entire, yeah. No, too fast. You're too
That's it.
fast. You're too fast. You're too fast again. That's okay. That's we forgot to add it. Then we need to go back to pass expression because we need to tell it how to pass expressions that actually start with a type, which we
So
haven't had so
lambdas.
far, I think.
We've had
Yeah, right
lambdas.
now it's identify expression, but we didn't like the only way to start a type until
Ah,
now has been with identifiers. So we didn't have expressions that can start with a type. Now we do. So we need to add a bunch of cases that just call pass. I typically call that pass typed expression or something like a type followed by something. Because I'm not we need to check the grammar to see what kinds of expressions start with a type. And I wouldn't put it here because uh
not here.
no, that's wrong because that calls pass ident expression.
Yeah, I was
And
gonna
that's
do
just
that.
no, I wouldn't do that
Okay.
because right now that's a bad idea because an identifier need not be a type. And I don't think types are odd independent now, so I wouldn't suggest doing that. I would just
Okay.
leave
So
that as is and
are you
add
saying
another
in
case.
SEMA we have to resolve?
No, we need to. Okay, the problem is it's trying to pass an expression and it sees the integer token and it doesn't know what to do with it. That I think is the problem.
Isn't that where we just were? And I was adding an integer keyword handler.
Yeah, but not to the ident case, like make a new case for it.
That's what I just had.
Yeah, but you were putting braces around the identifier case, that's why.
Was I really?
Yes,
I thought
you
I
were.
had this written. So it
No,
was my mistake.
editing the identifier case.
That's my mistake.
Hmm.
Uh, where are we at? We are at the in. integer keyword, and we would like to parse a lambda expression that we already know the return type of.
No, not quite.
We don't, because we need to call parse derived type.
Nope. Okay, so
We hit an
let's
integer
go to the
keyword.
file perhaps. It's ife.sort.int. I'm calling it dot source because I've been working on my compiler today. It's somewhere. Let's look at the source code of that perhaps is what I
Yes.
meant. It's probably in here. Yeah, it is in here. Interesting.
New Shell
So
has the best path auto completion that I've ever
interesting.
experienced. It's one of the biggest reasons. Like, I use it over Emacs. I can't figure out a
Meta
good.
Sage is pretty good at it, but I've never used neutral, so I couldn't compare them. So the problem that we're having is right now, the first thing it does is it calls parse expression. Parse expression sees the opening parenthesis,
Calls
and it
parse
knows,
opening.
okay, we have a parenthesized expression. So what it does is discards the opening parenthesis and calls itself recursively. So we're now calling parse expression, and parse expression sees the integer token and doesn't know what to do with it. That's where we're at right now. So what we need to do there is pass a type and then continue from there. We need to pass an expression that starts with a type. And I'm not sure, we'd have to check what expressions can start with a type.
Just lambdas, as far as I'm
Is it just
concerned.
lambdas?
Yes, because function like declarations have the type second.
Yeah, the type is, and we have the colon before that, so in that case it's clear. Is there really nothing else? I guess we'd notice then. And that may be why it only errored here. That's true. I guess I'm just too used to languages where the type goes first and the variable second, so there are a lot more cases where that cause problems. But if it's just lambdas, then we can really just call. I don't know how we're passing lambdas, but we can just do that. Let's see.
Noted.
I think we need to update this too. Do we even have structs in here?
I believe
think
we
we
added
do.
them, yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, it looks correct.
Oh, also now to be perfectly correct, syntactically, if we go to the type base case, that would have to be identifier or integer or byte or void now. Technically, because those are technically separate terminals now.
Naturally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So looking at it, it really seems like it's only lambda if we look at all the expressions. Interesting.
Yep.
So yeah, we can just call. I don't think we have a pass lambda. We have something like that, but that maybe expects the type already. But let's see what we have. Yeah, here. So there's a pass. Interesting. How we
lambda.
pass lambda then? Pass type. We do have a pass type expression. Okay. Oh, a cast also. That's the old cast syntax, though. You can remove that line.
I
That's
was
no
gonna
longer.
say, I was like, I don't think that's how that works.
We do have. See, I always. You can tell I've written this pass because I always have a pass type expression and then a pass ident expression, simply because those are usually the annoying cases. So in that, does it take a type or not? Pass type expression. I think it takes a type usually.
It should.
So I think we need to pass the type first. Yeah, we need to pass the type first. So what we actually need to do is,
Pass in T integer.
well, no, we can just call pass type and then pass that into this function.
That's
Because
a good
it
idea.
might be a lambda or whatever. You need to pass it to the full type. That's why.
So when we parse ident expression, we need all of these to call parse type to get some sort of type.
To get some sort of type.
And then we need to pass some sort of type to parse type expression.
Pretty much, yeah. That's it.
And then return.
That's the left-hand side then, yeah.
And this needs parser and what else does it need? It needs the type, which, let's be honest, this is fine.
We can just do that, yeah. And we can also add byte and void to that as well.
Yes.
That's the same case.
And then Can we even handle... We can't handle identifiers this way.
Oh, those are different because they
Okay.
also may be variables or functions or something.
Yeah. This is looking
But
good.
that should do it now, I think.
Oh, okay. I did the wrong thing, but it's fine. That's wonderful.
Big error and void closed. Oh, because of goddamn temp files.
You know, I even have it configured not to do that.
Oh, brilliant. Emacs moment.
Yeah. What did it?
Maybe let's
What's...
just close the buffer that would do it.
I think it was modified. So that wasn't a backup, that was a Oh, hey.
Oh god, Emacs. Okay.
What have I just run?
You just ran rule 110 probably.
How did I do that?
I don't know. You tell me.
Didn't I have... Okay, I'm insane.
It should work now. I think you only navigated to it. You only used it for path expansion, and then you open it in Emacs. And this seems to be working. Nice.
It's curious. Hey.
Oh god. It even works in optimizing with optimizations. That's good.
And
That's good.
now we can try tests.
Now we can try the test.
We should have at least 6 and 11 is what we're looking for.
Run it if you set the environment variable, you can run it
colors. It's super long, isn't it?
Oh, we have colors in there with the overload candidates. That's the horrible one. Truncated cast. Oh, that's a cast. Yep. I think it's working now, though. It looks better. Where's that? Oh, shadow is still broken. I don't know what that was. That was already broken last time.
Oh, that's right. There's another one that's has the same bug.
Overload ref and call. Interesting.
Overload ref and call and shadow.
One. Fascinating.
And only the optimized.
Yeah. That's the horrible one, the overload case. Just don't even.
Oh god, yeah. We just have to check against the function return type.
Yeah, the problem here is that we need top-down type inference instead of bottom-up. That's the fundamental problem here.
I see.
Mm-hmm. Oh. We can probably like sort of, I don't know, cheat here because it's the return expression. So it might check that in a special way. But still, it's annoying.
Very.
So this is, what is this? Oh, it's casts.
This is casts.
We could implement those too, actually. It's not that hard. We just need to have some instructions.
We're not respecting type sizes when we're moving.
Interesting. So what is this? This byte is broken.
Yep, byte 1. Oh, it's because binary expressions just return integer right now, I believe.
Oh, we can fix that.
I maybe that's wrong, but I'm pretty sure because byte returns a plus a.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that shouldn't happen.
Definitely not.
The funny thing is, this works in my system because on Linux, the exit code is
always byte. 1 byte. Yeah. That's really funny. On Lenser OS, it's an integer.
Yeah, on Linux it's horrible because the thing system returns is not the exit code, it's the exit status, which contains the exit code, but the exit code is not the lowest byte, it's like the second lowest byte. And there's also whether it has exited and whether it was turned by a signal or whatever, and you have to use a bunch of macros to extract the damn thing.
Naturally,
yes.
This is still the bug with not or something.
Oh, yes, that's the someone in chat is suggesting a solution for byte.int not working.
Yes, naturally. The cool part is that Lenser OS it's not a Linux, but it's a Unix, sort of. It's a POSIX, subset of POSIX. And it would also have this problem.
Anyway, we can fix this problem, though, if we go to Semma for binary expressions.
That's a good point. Also, we're back at 6.9.
That's good.
So I'm gonna.
Nice. I might even say nice.
Nice. Okay, we can update the grammar to include more terminals.
Mm-hmm.
Update the thing. And keywords and a whole bunch of refactor.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. I'm going to push that into the sunset. What do we have? We have parser, make, built-in types, keywords. Seems reasonable.
Mm-hmm. I think we only have 3 built-in types. That's right. Integer. I mean, we have integer literal, but that's not really. That's just a compile internal thing.
Yeah, we're trying to get things working with 3. And then we're going to add bool and U8 and U16,
Oh yeah, bool. We
U32,
don't have bool. I completely
U64.
forgot about that. Keep forgetting we don't have bool.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah, we should just be able to go to what's it?
Typec?
Binary expressions. What about binary expressions are handled?
It's,
Yeah, in here. Let's see. What are we doing here? This is
this is
like
not the
some.
right spot.
This is not the right place. This is where we infer functions. We type check the operator, and I think no, we have to do that on an operator by operator basis. So we need to go to the plus operator specifically, actually.
That's true. I want to show somebody an example, just so they can see. We are currently already doing that. Lazy8 says just use int for bools, lol. That's what we're doing. So we have ifs, but they just work on integers.
Mm-hmm.
What were you saying? I'm sorry. We have
I was saying we
binary.
need to actually put that in the branch for plus minus whatever.
I see.
That one actually will do, yeah.
Yeah, right now we say if not
We're
is
actually
integer.
doing that. The type of the expression is the type of the left-hand side. So we're already doing that. What's wrong there?
We're checking is integer.
Is integer is integer should check if it's any integer type.
Oh, does it? It's not literally
Like,
is integer.
oh,
Oh, you're right.
yeah, there we go. It does.
Huh. So it's the
That
back
is
end.
oh yeah, probably the back end.
So, oh, we have to look at the code then. So
Oh, I know why. I know why. Because
that's not the right
we're
one.
emitting a 32-bit add, but we're not truncating probably.
What test was this? Byte.
I know why. We're emitting a 32-bit add and we're not truncating. That's probably why.
That's definitely it. Add doesn't appear to use the proper.
Okay, that's worse. We're emitting a 64-bit add.
Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. Okay, add. Emit immediate to what? No, okay, that's address. I'm crazy. I add. Okay. It's a 3 address
Well,
add.
know the size. You need to give it the register. How do we? There is a register size or something, isn't there?
Not for register to register because I kind of, yeah, that's dumb. That's dumb. I realize that doesn't work.
I suppose that needs to take in a register size as well now, because if you have an instruction that's register to register, probably they're both going to be the same size. If not, then you probably have something really weird. So, like shifts that use CL for some ungodly reason, but that's hard coded anyway. So
Okay.
probably not register to register. So
We have merge size, which means that we need to register. We need to switch. Okay, I've done this before. This reg name.
that makes sense.
Beautiful stuff. And then destination.
Both the source and destination, probably.
Oh, that's a good point. Otherwise, we'd be, invalid operands. Duh. Okay, so when we emit a register to register, we now need to give a size every time. Do we have our default or something? It's probably just R64. Register to register compare?
Yeah, well, in that case, we also sort of need to do. Well, actually, it depends on. I think if you store to AL, does it clear the upper part?
No.
I don't think it does. Yeah, it's just if you store to EX. So we do need to do an appropriate comparison. If you're comparing 2 bytes, for instance, and there's junk left in the register.
So we need to do.
And yeah, we need to do the right comparison. So we need to actually pass in
A
the
type.
register size to this thing as well, apparently.
Yeah. Ah. Okay. Naturally. We need to clear, so we do a 32-bit. We should probably have like a clear register helper.
No, well, in this case, careful. In this case, we're using a move because it doesn't set the flags. That's very important that we don't use a ZOR here.
That's a good point.
If you replace this with a ZOR, it will break horribly.
That's probably something to note.
Yeah, maybe add Y, but yes.
We use move because it doesn't set flags. R flags, E flags, doesn't matter. And then when we
Otherwise, we'd have to zero it beforehand and then save or restore. What is it? Just weird what we'd have to do, otherwise it's annoying. So we do this instead.
move the stack pointer into the base pointer, move the base pointer into the stack pointer. Da, da, da.
This is probably used all over the place, so that might take a bit.
I are not.
Well, that's the same thing. It needs to actually get the type of the instruction.
So type size of. We kind of need to do this shenanigans.
Oh god. I'd recommend writing a
helper.
type to register size function or something that takes in a type and returns the appropriate register size.
Yeah. I think we have that. Hold on. I was like, hold on. I think I've done this. Let me just check. Maybe not. I thought I did it. There it is.
There we go.
Okay, size equals that. Okay, I might need to do that shenanigans. We still got to fix this.
No, what you could just do is, I mean, the thing is, if it's an array of 8 bytes and it fits in a register, we might as well use a register for it. So, and if the size is like whatever, if it's 64 bytes because it's an array of what, 8 integers, then I'd hope reg size from bytes would scream horribly at you, telling you that you can't actually, that we don't have 64 byte registers. So you could probably just rewrite the function to just pass in the type and it then calls type size or whatever. But yeah, that should just work, ideally.
And eventually we'll try to emit something and it'll say size isn't valid. I think keeping this out of line makes more sense. IR copy also needs the same thing, right?
Oh god, now you have a declaration after the case, so you need to put braces around it.
Naturally.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna.
As soon as you declare a variable inside of a case, that's probably for the best.
Where are we at? Reg to reg. Oh, underscore. There we go. Jeez. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, there are the binary expressions.
Uh,
There we go.
there's so many. Okay, it's fine. We got this. What is this? This is a call?
This is looks like a call.
This is a
Is
call.
a call. So I'd hope. What even is this? This is a
The
move. Yeah,
return value.
RAX for that. That's fine.
Zeb,
We can move that into whatever.
how do I say that? Zebiznaga 3. Thank you so much for the follow. uh, just the size of racks, right?
Yeah, that should do it. We can just move the entire thing, and that if there's junk in there, then who cares? We're not going to be reading that anyway, so
Yeah.
it should be fine.
Okay. Test. Do we want to test 64 byte? That's what we currently do.
Well, that's the thing. Eventually, that's going to be bool, so we're only going to be testing 1 bit at some point.
So this can just be
But
R8.
yeah, well, that's a byte still. So in this case, actually, since the way this works right here is we test if it's 0 or not 0.
Yes.
So we might as well test for our 64 right now. So it doesn't really matter here, I'd say.
Oh, that way too large of a number
Eventually
doesn't.
it will just be 1 or 0.
Yeah. Okay. Now we have cogen comparison.
Oh god, yeah. That's
All of
dreadful.
these.
Time for multiple cursor mode.
You saw it coming. I did the wrong thing. Okay. Think.
And what you could probably even, oh god, that would require using regular expressions, so maybe not.
Not return. I'm insane.
Return, yeah, just return.
uh,
You know, it occurs to me now that it might have made more sense to pass in the type instead, but it's too late for that now, and actually there are places where we do need to, like, tell it the size explicitly, so yeah. Again, if this was C++, I'd just overload it, but we don't
C.
have the luxury.
This
Not even
seems
overload it, make it a singular template and then use like if const expert to extract it if need be.
let me know if I do anything crazy.
It looks right to me so far.
That's always a good sign. Okay, let's do this. We are getting it. Why are you mad? Oh, God. Why hath God forsaken thou? And yes, I meant you. I mean I. Could have said mine heart instead, right? Using mine.
What? Sorry?
I was just gonna say using mine in the proper way feels so good.
Mine art, yeah.
Oh, just it's chef's kiss English right there. Just gonna everything gets it.
Also, the objective form of thou is thee, just saying.
Oh, I screwed it up. Oh, that's
At
a good
least you
point.
didn't try to use thou as a plural because Jesus.
All of thou. That's not how that works.
Yeah, but the thing is, I remember it very clearly. I don't know when it was. I was watching the Netflix show Sabrina the Witch, and in the very first episode, she says something like, "Oh, thou spirits, come to me," or something.
Oh
And I was like,
no.
"What? You trying to imitate or to evoke the feeling of spells and witchcraft with improper early modern English, and no one on the entire production team knows how to use that properly. And it's not just that one time, it's used incorrectly consistently throughout the entire show. Quite consistently, they use thou as though it were a plural. That's like referring to oneself by just using we, or to one person by using, well, actually they, that makes sense, never mind. Because they is a singular pronoun too, ever since.
the same thing happened to you.
Yeah, you, well, the thing, no, not just that, but the thing is with you that even back then, you already was a polite form. So you wasn't used as a polite second person singular. I guess the only pronoun that isn't used that way is we, unless you're like a king or something. Like the royal we, that's the thing. But apart from that, not really.
The
So,
royal we.
mm.
Would you like a drink? I'm so dumb. Would you like a drink of the royal we?
Oh my god.
That's all I heard.
Also, by the way, fun fact. Speaking of thou and politeness, the only reason why, like, typically people nowadays are used to hearing thou in the context of like the Bible. So some people think that thou is polite or fancy or anything, but it isn't. The
It's the
only thou
opposite.
is the informal pronoun. The only reason why thou is used to refer to God because it's because it was more important to the monks to emphasize the fact that there is only one God than to be polite about it. That's why they use thou and not you.
Classic
There's nothing to
monks.
do with politeness or anything.
It's like when the Renaissance era, they just added a bunch of letters to words in
It's
English.
a bit more complicated than that, but
They just, well, they liked Latin and they're like, look, the original had it, but the word that
yeah,
inspired
there were
English already
some
lost it.
type of corrections if that's what you mean. Yeah, I think it's either
Receipt.
is it tomb or womb. I don't remember. One of these never really ended with a B, where they just added a B because they felt like it.
That's the same with receipt, right? They just added the P for, because Latin.
Could
Recipitum.
be. I'm not sure actually. I'd have to check that one.
I don't know.
I didn't know the etymology of every single word, so
I don't know the etymology of almost any word, so you're definitely above me.
yeah. Well, interestingly, in that case, yes, in receipt, uh, is from a French word which didn't have the P
Yeah,
anymore. But the Latin word that the French
recipitum, right?
word is derived from did have a P because that's a recipit. So that did have a P. So etymologically, it's not really supposed to be there, but it also makes it makes more sense than with some words where they just invented the B that never was there ever. At least in this case, the P did exist at some point. I think it was either tomb or womb. I never remember. I don't think it was tomb.
You're probably correct. What am I doing here?
It was neither. It was some word that ends with the silent B. That I remember, but I don't know what it was.
XOR shouldn't. Okay, so this should just be R64. We want to XOR.
Oh god, what is this? This is a load. Oh god, what is that? Oh god. What are we looking? Oh, that's I see what's happening here.
I think just R64. We should like use the size of this register, but I don't think we have that.
Wait, what are we even doing here? This is a load from a static ref? What are we happening? What are we doing here? What is
So,
happening here?
okay, what's happening here is that when we load an 8 or 16 byte thing, it doesn't clear the top half. So to ensure that there isn't garbage, we have to we have to zero out the register.
That's what's happening. Yeah, we can just use the 32-bit XOR though, but yes.
Okay.
Because the 32-bit XOR does zero the register. And ideally, again, we should use move
Two.
ZX as it says right there, but we don't. Or move ZBL in this case or whatever, but we
Yes.
don't have that right now. And yeah.
And that's all of the ones that are left. God damn it. We fixed it.
Well,
Uh,
that didn't go as planned.
yeah, we're
It
great.
still. Did you recompile it?
I hope I did.
Did you recompile the right thing? You did, it seems.
I would hope.
Yeah, well, you forgot. Does it automatically put it in code.s?
Yes.
Okay, that's in that case, that's fine. Well,
What's happening here? So we have add
this is
RCX.
add, isn't it?
This is A plus A. I mean, it's pretty simple. But then we don't ever. Ah. Ah.
What?
Optimization.
Optimizations?
Do you remember the register to register optimization that we did in the back end?
Which one?
This
Ah,
one.
that's a move. No, but only if it's a move, right? So
Right.
that should be. So it's
Which
only if it's a move.
when we're at the end of a function and have an add of a 2 bytes and then need to return a byte, we need to move a byte from racks into racks.
Yes, but that in this case, that's the problem is early. The problem is why is racks? Why is it in racks and not AL? That's the problem. That the ad is wrong to begin with. Why is it a
Okay.
64-bit ad?
So let's check out IR add then.
Okay. We are setting the size, so that should be right. What
So
is type size of inst type?
should I like print?
Yeah, let's do that.
I
What
can
is
do
this thing?
this, right?
Yes.
Tell us the type.
Let's see what it is. Integer. Well, that would do it. Type is incorrect. Well, yeah, that would do a trick. In print AST, that's a good idea. Let's see. That is right. So it's not in the AST. It might very well be in the IR. That the IR is just in code. Okay, I think what we go to what we're code genning IR add, and I don't think we're setting the type properly.
That's probably true.
I think in intermediate representation.c, no?
Yep.
Always setting
Thank you.
in here.
You're correct.
Oh god.
Oh, it's this.
Is it IR binary? Did I change that? Did someone change that?
No, you did some macro magic. It's called something.
Did I? Oh yeah,
Yeah, you
it's
did.
something like binary instructions. No, that's for printing.
It's
But
somewhere. Here it is.
create binary instruction that because it got so repetitive that I thought, yeah, we're not gonna do that. In typically I write I have a binary expression node that just stores the operator like in the AST. So well, there we go. We fixed it apparently. That's good.
What if
We
that
can
was the
now
problem
remove
the whole time?
the printing of in the back end.
Yeah. This.
Yes.
Cool. Okay.
Nice. And we can run the tests again just in case we broke something else, because that was a big factor.
We've never broken things before. Oh, it did the same thing again. The hash. But they succeeded.
Okay, that's that's good.
Byte size cannot be converted to register size 16. I think that's normal.
That makes sense.
Cogent cast. Downwards funarg is broken.
Is it really interesting?
Yeah, it's now the optimized, no, the regular unoptimized version now segfaults.
Fascinating.
Very fascinating. And then what are we at? 4 and 14.
Error.
So we fixed 2 because byte optimized, non-optimized now works. Yeah?
We broke something else. Interesting.
We broke a few things, apparently.
Let's see. Let's ignore downwards for now, but there's some place
Function pointer, which I have a feeling
function pointers
is related.
Something that's weird. but that's. I'm more interested in the ones where it says that it can convert the register size.
I think those were there because these were
What
trying to
is that?
move.
That's logical dot member
This is,
access.
yeah, member
This is
access.int.
logical dot int. What does logical dot int do?
I think
Well, that one
logical.int
was.
works.
Oh, because it's printed the wrong way. Yeah, it's printed the wrong way around.
Yeah,
It
it prints
prints
the
the
output, then the error.
error out. Oh, yeah, that's horrible. I forgot about that. So yeah, member access is broken.
So I remember
What?
shadow, all the casts, cogent call, bar, but these are new, right?
So hold on. The problem there is with member access, and there was some. Let's go there, maybe. I mean, what we can do. Actually, no, we can't. But yeah. So what is this thing?
So we can't load this. I think this is recent.
Can we
But
like print the AST and IR of that? Let's take a look at that, maybe.
okay. What is it called? Member
What was
access.
it? Member access.
Okay.
Oh God, what is this? Okay, let's see. Oh, yeah, well, that would do it. What?
Something is slightly
That's not
incorrect.
right. That doesn't seem quite right. Hold on. What is 3 and 40? Let's see. Oh, 5 and 16. It does. Okay. Okay. So let's see.
So this looks
So
correct.
that seems right.
So it's code gen.
It seems like it's code gen again.
So the left-hand side type of this is going to be integer,
And the right-hand side type as well.
which means returning a pointer to vec2, which doesn't show up here, is kind of confusing.
That's indicative of the fact that types for member access in CodeGen may be broken.
Okay, so when we go to source CodeGen intermediate representation, or in CodeGen, this might be in CodeGen.c.
I think, where are we setting? What are member? Let's just search for member access. What are we doing? CodeGen L value, and then I add of that offsets the thing. Hold
What's
on,
the
that's the
type of
member
this?
access, right? So
The type here, the IR add is using the left-hand side type, and it's an address. This is a vec2 pointer.
So yeah, we need to set the type correctly afterwards. Then we need to
Can't we just
because here is what we'll load. Is this in CodeGen L value or CodeGen expression?
CodeGen expression? This is calls.
Okay, so this needs to be a pointer to the member type. Yes. No, not of address. The type of the lval itself, not of lval address. Well, is the lval a node? Think it is, or is it something else?
Right, we need to alter the IR node, right? The IR instruction type. That's what the IR type.
Actually, you're right about the address. You're right. The type of the address, because lval isn't a node. I think it's an L value or something. I don't know what it is. What is lval actually? Let's see.
Lval should be a.
What is it? Is it a node?
We are in CodeGen L value.
Yes,
oh, no.
that's clear. But it is an L value, so it is a node. That means that thing is the member access itself, I think. So we need to set the type of that. Okay, yeah. So as I thought, we need to set the type of the lval itself to be a pointer to the member type.
But so what's going to react to this?
Then we will load the right size. That's the problem.
But how is this? This is an AST node. How is this going to travel all the way to CodeGen?
Because we're codegenning top down. We're code-generating the child first, and then we're taking the type of that and loading from that.
Okay.
So by the time we try from load, we load from to what I can't talk today. By the time we try to load from it, the type will have been changed already. And actually, yes, that should not be here. That should be in Sema. You're right about that. That is weird.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. I was like, we shouldn't alter the node's type here. It feels very
Yeah.
odd.
Doing it, but not here. You're right about that. Why are we not doing that? Are we not doing that?
So expression type equals
It's
member
because
type.
okay. It's because it's complicated. That's why.
I really
Because,
just think
yeah,
we need to set the address type.
yeah, we need to do it in here basically.
And we need to kind of do opposite, right? We need to do, don't we need to do this?
We need to do that, and that's no. Okay, so
What did I do wrong?
no. It's
Because we
okay.
set the
What we have
expression type to the member type.
no, not here. That okay. Go back to cardinal value.
You got it.
So what we have here, the way
Oh, I
structs
missed
work,
some.
is the we have an address, right? That is a pointer to the struct, right? So the type of
This node.
that pointer, yes, the type of that is a pointer to a struct. So whatever cogen L value spits out here will be a pointer to a struct. And then when we offset from that, what we get is a pointer to whatever the member type is. So for instance, if we have a struct that contains a field that is an int, then if we add the offset of that field, we get an int pointer. So the type of the address that is computed here is a pointer to the member type. Does
So
that make sense?
yes, I was just digesting. That makes a lot of sense. So this member type, which is set in the node,
And we can't do that in here because here we don't
right?
know in Sema whether we want the address or not. We need to do that in here. That's
Yes.
why the IR instructions also have types.
So this address type needs to basically be a pointer to whatever this address points to, which happens to be the member, which happens to be, this would be the type of the member. But we need a pointer to it.
Yes, in this case, it does happen to be the type of the pointer. You could also get it by using, I think, lval member access member also stores the type. That would also be an option.
What do we do?
Make type pointer, I'd have to check what that takes. We get the
It takes in
context.
an AST, a source location, and a node, or a type.
Does it? Okay, the AST should be in the context, so we should be able to do context AST, I hope.
Legendary.
Yes. And the source location, we can just reuse the same.
The L value.
So this does work because of the way that we set it in Semma. If you want to be 100% sure, you could also instead, that works now, you could also instead do, instead of doing lval type, you could grab the type of the member access, the member struct there. So you could do like lval member access dot member arrow type. That would also work, but I don't think it's terribly necessary.
I see what you're saying. It's definitely a good idea to be more explicit about the type that we're copying. Member type.
I'd hope that that would have a type member. Good, it does. That's good.
4 and 12. That's good numbers.
That's better.
It's ironically higher than when we started. 6 and 9.
Yeah, that's always how it goes.
What do we got?
Let's run that again to make sure that this works.
Oh.
So that type, that using member type works.
It should be somewhere here. Downwards fun arg still has a problem. So function pointers are
size of
problems.
function pointers, but then again, that's just for some size of pointer. So.
So I think it probably has to do more with setting the type of things.
Could be that's always a problem, because the thing about type systems is that well-designed and consistent type system solves a lot of problems, because I recently had to implement multidimensional arrays in a C compiler.
Yeah.
And the change for that was the commit was 5 lines of code. Because
Lamau.
the only thing that I had to do was set the type properly, because the type system was well structured. So if the type system works, then implementing even complicated things like multidimensional arrays is very simple. I just had to set the type properly, and the rest of the compiler did the rest.
Which is pretty legendary.
Mm.
So we're at the point where
We can commit this.
I'm thinking so. We still have to fix function pointers.
Yeah, I will get to that.
Okay. I'm just going to do everything, I think. I don't see anything egregious.
I think it's fine.
There's no like formatting changes. Yeah, we're good. Oh, okay. Found something.
It's hard to see with word wrap enabled what's going on, actually. But if I recall correctly, turning it off breaks something company mode thing. So
Yep,
yeah,
that's exactly correct.
well done, Emacs, because apparently opening a pop-up where the cursor is too hard, it seems. Well,
It apparently is.
mm.
To be fair, Light can't do that either. And this is going to be
Yes, but you
fix.
have the excuse. Emacs doesn't have that excuse because it's a 40-year-old program.
That's true.
You'd think that at this point they would have figured out how to put a pop-up over a cursor, or at least where the cursor is, more or less.
It's a skill issue.
Mm.
Alrighty, we can push it to the GitHub, and that's now live. Wonderful.
Nice.
So we now have also
In there's a question chat for you.
oh, thank you. I totally missed that. Zibisnaga3 says, "Hi greets, do you have your egglet config on your dot files?" Yeah. It's definitely on there.
There's such a thing as an egglet config. I didn't know that.
Here it is. This is my current one.
Oh, it's a use package thing. Yeah, I see.
Yeah. And then TS mode stuff. And then there might be another one. No, that's just it. I think there might be another one in my regular .emacs. Yeah. I also have this so that it updates right away. How beautiful. Is that init.l on your GitHub? It's in my emacs.files repo. Yes, it is. This is all on my GitHub, literate programming. So you, as long as you have Emacs, you should be able to like generate and install it, and it'll make a backup of your current config. It's a little, I overwrote it. What am I doing?
You were committing this.
Did I commit this? Oh, I remember what I was doing now. I did commit this.
Did you? Oh, nice.
Yes. Legendary.
You did.
What I didn't do is I can now close the issue. Hooray.
Which one?
The one Shadow opened.
That fixer? Oh, I see.
Yep. And I just said, oh, that's in the plans.
Oh, we missed the chance to put fixes hash issue number in the commit message, because then it would have closed it automatically.
It's true.
Oh.
So sad. Legendary. Okay, we did it. Closed an issue, down to 8. Yeah, we're getting there. Where are we at? So we're fixing function pointers.
Yeah, let's see what's wrong with that.
So pointer.
I don't think you're going to find it this way. I would be surprised, candidly.
I was looking for when we handle pointers, like arrays specifically.
I do hope we don't try to load from a function pointer.
I think that's what's happening.
Okay, well, to some extent we need to, but To
Also,
some extent,
local
we do
arrays
need to
probably.
load from it, but like not in the normal way. So let's
So let's compile
maybe just look at
just.
what that generates.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And we'll also look at the tests. I have a goldfish memory.
Function pointer, what does that?
Sorry. Okay.
Okay, this assigns a function to a pointer and calls it. Sure, that should just work. Yep.
So we have an integer function, integer returning function, which no parameters, and then a pointer to that function. So this is a function pointer. And then we assign the pointer to this lambda/function. And then we call it.
Mm-hmm.
Do we need to dereference the footer and call that?
No, don't do
That'd
that.
be horrible.
Don't.
That'd be like the C syntax, wouldn't it?
No, you don't do reference function pointers in C.
That's right. You don't. That's just how you declare them.
That is how you declare them,
Which is
because the way
the
C
yeah.
types are passed are horrible. The way you pass a type in C is you start at the identifier, and then you have to go left or right.
Oh god.
Depending on next to it, it's horrible.
So let's look at code.s.
I never suggest looking at the assembly. I'd always suggest looking at the IR first, because it's typically more helpful.
Yes. This doesn't exist though.
That would do it.
I think that
Okay,
may be
why does it not exist?
that may be an issue.
Wait. How does GCC, what is crashing?
We get a seg fault.
Yes, but how okay.
Ah,
Hold
so it's
on.
probably before we've emitted this. Because there's no ret.
Oh yeah, we're seg faulting while we're emitting it. That could be the case. Hold on, what is
That's it.
segmentation fault? We're not getting a
Sorry.
stack trace because Windows. So where's this
Yes.
crashing? That would be a start. Like seg fault, the easiest way to fix a seg fault is to figure out what happens.
Yeah, there's no way to do that. So we can print stuff out.
I can all the changes and use a program called the debugger, which is used for finding where a program seg faults.
Listen, I can do that. I just don't want
Yes,
to.
until you've started Visual Studio, I will have pulled this 3 times over.
It's true. So
It
before
even compiles in MSVC.
register allocation and after.
Oh, I need to. Okay, I'm just gonna. I don't know what I have in here in my changes, but I'm just gonna grab it and commit it.
So when we reference a lambda, should we get a function or a function pointer?
When we reference a reference, should be that depends on how it's used, I suppose. A function reference would be just. It would be. Not. It's complicated, actually. It's not really either. It's handled specially, I think.
That's probably what we're missing. Because I don't think it's handled specially here when we load from a static graph or a func graph.
Okay,
We shouldn't be loading from a func graph. It just is a func graph.
Changes. That's the brilliant commit message.
Yeah.
I changed something in C make lists. I don't know what.
Function pointer dot in tests. Oh, that's not what you were asking. You were saying you had changes.
Yes.
I swear I'm a human. I'm just not quite aware.
Yeah, that's good. In here. What the hell? Okay, straight off 3 invalid format specifiers. Okay, brilliant.
Legendary.
In AST.C, how did that get there? Oh, member byte offset is all
I don't
wrong.
know what I screwed up.
Oh god, okay, let's see. It's on line 690.
Oh yeah, that would make
What is
sense.
going on here? Yeah, byte offset is a U size and you're using %U. That's not gonna work. And then on 677, I'm fixing them, and then I suppose I can open a PR for that. I already fixed that, didn't I? Why is it wrong again?
I don't know. I think I didn't change it.
I don't
Maybe
know what happened,
it's,
but I definitely remember fixing this.
yeah. I remember talking about it as well. What did we do?
So this will do that. Here. Okay, now it built. That's a start. Now we
Start
can actually debug it, and let's see which one is it? That's what is actually what are we trying to
function
come up?
pointer.int in tests.
Function pointer. That's what it is in examples or tests.
Tests. So I think it's here. I think we have to handle a function pointer in here. I'm gonna start.
I need to turn off, like I've debugged MII in here, which I need to turn off first. Don't need that right now. Okay, so what is going on? Okay, I need to like, we are, I probably misspelled it because it's crashing in main, so I misspelled something. Is it function underscore pointer?
Yes.
Yeah, what the hell is it? Oh my god, of course
Dot
it
int.
is. I did function hyphen pointer.
Lisp moment.
Okay, we're trying to call type size of on null, and that's an IR copy.
I think I already, that's an IR copy.
We're
Okay.
emitting an IR copy, and it seems like the type of the operand is null. And the operand is, what it is a call. Why is the type of a call null?
That's really not good.
That is not good.
Oh no.
Okay, where are we emitting calls?
Right here. I'm at it on my screen. Cogen.c function call.
Okay.
Yeah, we just never said it.
Okay, we should probably check IR direct call and IR indirect call and make sure that they actually set the return type of whatever it is that is getting called.
Nah.
So,
Who
okay,
needs
that's
that?
kind of important. So we're setting it here when we're setting it in the direct call. That's
And the
not good.
indirect.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to where? Let's see, in Cogent, no, in representation. I'm going to go to IR direct call, and I'm going to add an assertion at the end to make sure that this type is null. And then when it fails, we can see what is generating that, if it fails there at all.
Does it fail?
Yes, it fails when generating an indirect call to a function, which is just nonsense because it has a return type of null and no parameters.
So the callee of a call.
And what we're generating is a call to. Oh, what the hell is this? This is a call to. Oh my god. Oh no.
What have you done?
Oh, is it doing what I think it's doing? Hold on. Where's the operand? Where's the operand? What's it called? Unary operand. Yeah. So what we're doing is we're calling a dereference.
How? What?
And the type of that is not set properly. So it has to do with quote unquote loading function pointers. You're right about that.
I did it.
We're not setting the type properly where we load function pointers.
So does that have to be handled in typeback or
In codegen.c.
when we actually generate a call?
Yes. No, a
A
load
load?
from a function pointer.
Load a value from a pointer. This is probably what's getting us.
Yeah, that one. So what are we? Unary value IR. But why does that not have a type? Because unary value, what is unary value? Hold
Well,
on.
first of all, we shouldn't be dereferencing a function pointer.
No, that's actually right. It
This
gets
is right?
inserted by semma because we need to do that. It's kind of a
Oh
weird thing with
man.
function pointers. You
Okay,
don't want
whatever.
to do them manually, but you sort of do have to do it. It's horrible.
Okay, so let's not think about that
So
too hard.
a Pauli is a unary whose type it is a function type, but it's just that no, the return type is so hold on. The type of the unary expression itself is fine, but the type of the unary expression is a function type, and hold on, function, hold on. The type of
I
that
mean,
is
this makes
type
sense.
function, but the type of the IR, oh God, why did it
Should
open
call
this now?
eight.
Oh my, I hate this so much sometimes. Expert
So when we load a pointer to
call
pointer to integer function,
the
we get a pointer to
what is
integer function.
unary
Goes to load var.
value is a variable reference apparently whose type is a pointer. That's fine and
Can
all.
call, so we call this
Oh wait, hold on.
loaded value.
Ah, well, that would do it.
What have I done?
Not you, I think, but
Hey,
hold on. I didn't know who, but one sec. Give me one sec. This is not right.
where do I go?
Yes. So the problem is in IR indirect call.
Okay, I didn't expect that one. What's wrong?
The
Function
type
return
is
type.
correct, but we're accessing it incorrectly. So this, the type of this is not a function, it's a function pointer. So we need to do function pointer to type and so on.
What did
I
I
think
do?
it's function dot pointer arrow to. No, it's not. It's function type
You're right.
arrow pointer dot to something. Yes. Dot to, and that is the type. There we go. Because it's an indirect call, so
Yep.
it's a function pointer.
So we have a function pointer to a function, and then we want to get the return type from that function.
That's the problem. So we have the right type, we're just accessing it incorrectly.
Hey.
Yeah, there we go. Oh,
Okay.
this is why I like debuggers.
You did
You can
amazing.
actually look at what it is without having to print everything.
You can tell you wrote a test because whenever I visit the file, it adds a new line.
Yeah, I don't really pay attention to that. So
I am kind of obsessed with white space. Only within the last 6 months, where I made it so that any trailing white space shows up bright red.
oh yeah, the thing is, for me, when I save, it automatically removes trailing white space, unless it's
Very
in a
nice.
markdown file. Because in a markdown file, trailing white space can have like
Meaning.
semantic meaning. It does if you have like two spaces at the end of a line, it treats it as a separate, like does it a
Yeah,
line,
yeah.
it's a line break or something. So it doesn't remove it in markdown, but in code, if I save, it removes trailing white space. So
Your PR, have you made that yet?
oh, the PR. What did I even fix in here? Well, I suppose I could do this change too, real quick, so that it ends up in like one, so that we don't have to. So that's what
Here, I'll just keep them
function
open.
type, just pointer to, and then that's yeah,
Function return
function
type.
type pointer to function return type, and then if I compile this thing and I run actually just the test, let's. Oh my God, I'm in
I
the
get
wrong direction.
410.
I get 410 too.
You're just so much faster than mine.
Yeah. Like if I time it,
I don't think I can even, I don't have
yes,
time yet.
oh God, it's 1.3 seconds apparently.
Yeah, I don't have time.
You don't have time
No,
for
I'm on
what?
Windows. I don't think there's
I
any way
didn't.
to time something.
Oh God, brilliant. So what I'm
Yeah,
gonna do real quick is I'm gonna delete my CMake files and rebuild everything.
just for
Just
fun.
if there are any extra, I can fix more warnings if there are any,
Nice.
because
There's
that's always nice.
definitely.
Because I actually have the format plugin, so I can test for these kinds of errors, or I can fix them
So
rather.
stir and dupe has to happen.
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna add that too. So implicit conversion changes signedness. Okay, that's brilliant. That's the register size. Okay, hold on. In the backend, we can fix that too. That's on 1022. I guess we can just change the size. What? What is it complaining about? Can we just do
An
U?
enum.
That does it. Apparently, that fixes it. So -1 U does the trick for whatever ungodly reason. Uh, does Clang think enums are unsigned? I don't know. I don't know what it's on about. Anyway,
Yeah, the
what
base
was
type should be int.
Sternloop? Sternloop, which is in
IR.
utils.c.
It says IR
So I'm
parser.c.
Yeah, that's in irparser.c as well. Didn't I just comment out the entire file? I don't know.
I
So what
think
do
you
you want
have
me to
in
check
your
is
branch.
if def msvc, right? MSC
Yeah,
that thing.
yeah,
Yeah. As well as in IR parser, which let's be honest, why is this file not commented out? Or I think
it
I
is.
in the mir branch I removed it from the CMake list, so I don't even compile it in anymore. This is just too broad. Anyway, I just did that as well, so we can now, and the two signed thing, that's a bit annoying, but we don't
And
really care about that now.
yeah, there's two
So
things in
that,
code gen.
okay, hold on, let me take a look at that.
There's source
Missing
location.
field initializer, what's that? Okay,
Oh, sorry,
you're
I'll
too
keep it
fast
open.
again, you're too fast. I need to take a look at the line number. Okay, 686. Which is argv, which is a parameter which has what? A source location. It's complaining about the source location not being initialized. Jesus Christ.
Yes,
Fine. You know what? Source location is going to be initialized to 0 because
legendary.
that's, well, we don't have one. We're generating that implicitly. Good God. What else is there? Conversion to D word from int make. Okay, that's a capture stack backtrace. Very interesting.
Yeah, it's platform.c. Ignore.
Ignore. I can add a GCC attribute to like a maybe. Do you have maybe unused? We can add maybe unused.
For
Where
what?
would that go? I'm gonna add maybe unused so we can shut up the two signed warning
Ah,
so that
yes.
we can brown out more important warnings.
I don't think we should do that. It's fine. We should just comment it out if we're trying to get rid of the warning.
Yes, I will just comment it out. That makes more sense actually. You're right about that.
Because MSV, if we're in C++, that would be the way to go, though.
Okay, so hold on. I'm just gonna take this entire goddamn branch, and what I'm gonna do is to do. There. There we go.
I don't know what you've done, but it sounds important.
Actually, we do support casts, some of the casts. So the thing is, two signed isn't even used on it, so we can just comment this out, and we can just comment this out. From signed is used apparently. That's good.
That's right.
What else? What other warnings are there that I could fix?
What other warnings are there? There's the ignore in platform.c.
Oh God. So this is conversion to D word from int. So we can just cast that to a D word. That's fine. It's in platform.c on 216.
I don't know what this
So
is.
ignore, what is ignore? Ignore is an int, so we're just gonna cast it to a D word. That's fine.
Okay, so apparently
So
I don't have stir and dupe.
you don't have, why is it then complaining about it?
I think GCC is confused.
Oh my,
I think GCC has like hard-coded
yes, it does.
protections.
It does. So I'm gonna leave in if and def when
Yep,
32.
yep. I didn't
With
realize
or
that.
without the underscore, I never know.
This is why I test things.
Is it win32 with or without the underscore?
With.
Okay, good. We're gonna leave that with the underscore then. Here.
In IR parser and utils.
It does seem like it's with the.
Fog.
Okay, good. So seems to be working now.
So
And
yep,
let's make sure that
spurious.
tests still work. Okay, 410. Good.
Beautiful.
Uh, you know what we can do is we can just do a good old we can disable the warning.
It's probably good to have shadow.
Yes, but no, not just for Sterndove, I mean. Because that's a bogus warning. So
Yeah,
we can
this is
do a good old
spurious.
Yeah, good old define. What's it? Is it push? I can copy that from the LenderOS source because we're using those because those pragmas are hard to get right.
Are they
Um,
cross-platform?
I'm just going to enable them for GCC because we mostly use GCC and Clang. So
That's fair.
who cares about MSFC warnings? There's a way to do it in MSFC, but I have no idea how. And I
It's
don't particularly care.
yeah, it's not that
So
important.
we gotta use this. There you go.
Well, let me start thinking about this.
Mm-hmm.
So
For loops.
for loops. This I've went through a lot of things.
Hmm?
I've went through a lot of syntaxes,
I see how it is.
and it's so hard to decide. But we're gonna start out with this one, right?
That is the sensible one. Yeah, that's the
It's
best one.
it's just
This one, yeah, that's
3
the simple
commas.
one. If you have that, you can do whatever you want.
Yep, this can be literally, it's just syntactical sugar. It's basically just these get placed at the beginning and end of the loop and stuff.
Mhm.
That's it. I'm pretty sure you can implement the same thing with while with this, putting this at the end after.
It's basically just a while loop, yeah,
Yeah,
with like an increment. That's all it is.
which is good because that means we kind of already have a basis for how to handle it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I should probably make this an actual for example, and then do this.
Okay. And then that's in utils.c. We can ignore the warning. That's all.
10.
So we can do a good old push ignore warning, W shadow.
Let's do a put C
I think it
thing.
has to be like this. Then we can do pop warnings. And the same thing in here.
Okay. And let's think about this. A for loop is not an expression.
It is an expression. Everything is an expression. It's just a void expression.
It's a void. That's yes. It's an expression that returns a type of void.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. I think, are there any more warnings apart from this nonsense?
The shadow stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We have 2 signed. We have source location, missing initializer. We have str and dupe,
I fixed that, and
and
I've
we have
even
D
fixed
word.
that.
That should be
Good.
it.
I'm gonna commit that now.
Legendary.
What should I call this? Just fix warnings and
What else
the
did you do?
one bug with function pointers.
Yeah, feel free to just call it like fix function pointers. That's fine. The warnings are all, that's kind of something you do all the time anyway.
Okay, I will open the. Where can I open the PR? Hold on. Too many windows. Okay, we can. I'm one commit. How am I one commit behind but not ahead? Well, I'm one commit ahead. It was just wrong. I
Okay, I
just
was like,
didn't refresh. Okay.
what have I done?
I have no idea, but the PR is up now. If I didn't actually register the click. Okay, now.
Legendary.
For okay, yeah, there it is.
Hey, bug fixes. Fix function pointers and warnings. You didn't add like a bunch of obfuscated code. So we're good. Can merge that.
You can see the prag the push ignore warning thing and pop warnings.
Beautiful. I love that.
Very simple. The implementation is a bit not that simple, but you can see that in all the way. It should be in util.h or utils.h, whatever it's called. There, that's the thing. That's how you do this.
Oh
You
no.
have to use like underscore pragma, which is like the same thing. It's a preprocessor operator.
I see. A preprocessor operator. You kind of just broke my head.
Like defined. Defined is also a preprocessor operator.
Ah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
If defined.
I almost just hit close. Rebase and merge.
Nice.
Pog. Linguistics, replace A with B is basically the same as you replace by doing C to get B. You replace A by doing C to get B.
That's a very roundabout way of putting that.
Yes. It also includes more data. AKA C. Okay, so we've merged it. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have issues.
You got a stash, I got 5 stashes. Jeez.
Okay, so this stuff, discard. You did that. This
I
stuff.
think so, yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna, it's fine. Temp. I'm gonna just pop it right away.
Oh no, we have 6 stashes now. Oh god, it's growing. Oh no.
We can pull. I guess I could have just merged after I already fetched, but it doesn't matter. But what can we do? It works now, so the stash,
Pop
I need
stash.
to now pop. Pog. Legendary, and I think this is the grammar. This is all we need.
I think so, yeah.
Legendary.
Oh god, the commas are optional. Oh dear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, sure.
Where are we at? I mean, I'm always going to write them, but who am I to tell someone else that they need to use them? Where are we at? What am I thinking about? Oh, 4. Okay, new keyword.
Oh, new keyword. And a new token too. Token type rather.
4. Oh, foffer.
Foffer.
4.
Nice keyword. Too late. That's gonna be the keyword now. It's too late to change it.
that's our loop. Boop.
That one is at least a palindrome. No. Palindrome. No, anagram, right? Which one is it? No, it is palindrome, right?
I think palindrome is same like race car.
Anagram contains all letters. The palindrome is the thing that's the same whether you read it from front to the back or back to the front. Yep. Okay.
Okay. So when we're parsing something, we encounter a 4. We need to yeet the 4.
Mm-hmm.
So yeet 4.
Yeet 4. Very nice. Nice comment. I like it.
And when we yeet it, then we're going to be left at, let's check out the grammar. We're going to be left at expression, which is going to be, let's look at the actual 4. Oh, this is the initializer expression.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're going to need a new node. I'm now realizing. Okay. So we're going to have a new node kind. This is going to be fun. Node 4. No new type kind. We're good there. And then we're going to need a new node value.
Pretty much, yeah.
Type def struct node 4. Sure. I think we just called the other one node while.
Chat.
Legendary. What did the mathematician that loves palindromes say when offered cake? I prefer pie.
I see. That is indeed a palindrome.
If you don't count white space.
Yeah, well, who cares about white space? Oh, I know you do. Sorry. That. My bad.
It's true. It's sad but true. String for name. No, that doesn't make any sense. We're doing
Oh god, name follows.
They're just functions.
Everything is just a function.
Lisp moment.
Just in my language. Everything is turning out to be a call expression. Like I'm using a node call call, for struct literals, and for template instantiations. Something went wrong somewhere. It's not really a node call anymore at this point.
Something went wrong somewhere.
Yeah. If you're using a node, something called a node call or a tree call for for both a struct literal and a template instantiation, then something did go wrong somewhere.
I agree, man. It definitely doesn't sound good. Oh man. Uh, does this make sense?
I typically call it increment, but yeah, sure. No, not a fourth one. That's a bit much. Oh, the body. Actually, yeah, you're right. Actually, having a body, a loop body, might be somewhat useful. Perhaps that is a good point. I sort of forgot about that.
It's kind of a complicated detail. I can see why you wouldn't.
Can't call it for, sadly.
Yep.
I just that.
Now we make a node.
Oh god, we got to add one more function then.
Yeah, AST make 4.
Again, I think I've mentioned it before, but this is a typical C problem. In my compiler that's written in C++, this is one function called make, and it takes a template, and it just creates. Yeah,
that does make it a
like
little bit more simple.
5 lines of code. It just forwards everything to the constructor or to the I use aggregate initialization, so it's 5 lines of code for all of this nonsense.
I think light could be like half the size if I wrote it in C++.
Oh god.
And it could honestly be way more efficient by using like copy on write and shared putters and stuff.
Something like that, yeah. Though efficiency and shared pointers is not exactly what you want to like. That doesn't go well with the same sentence.
I meant concurrency. Like you could have 2 Lisps that run at the same time.
Oh, I see. Yep.
We need to now implement AST make 4. And in doing so, I will break my indentation. What do I do? So we have this helper make node, which means I can make a 4 with the current source location. Pretty standard. And then, okay, so then we just need to do this stuff. This is kind of...
You have to turn on company mode for each buffer individually? How does that work?
I do.
I see.
So the only reason... It's not enabled by default simply because I disabled it. Simply because when I open certain files that are a little large or in like shell, like in E shell, as soon as the E shell buffer starts getting too long, it starts recommending like everything, and it breaks. It gets so slow.
E shell.
I like how you just disappointed quietly. E shell.
Rather use goddamn Bourne shell than E shell. You know what you can't do in the Bourne shell? The left arrow doesn't work. You have to delete. You can't. It doesn't support arrow keys.
Yeah, it's like it does the escape code E0, right?
Yes.
Which is the way to go, honestly. Sending scan codes to the user space is hog.
Yeah.
Because then people will be able to write their own translation layers. Without, recompiling their own kernel. So I think this is all we need to do. Am I crazy?
This looks about right. Yep.
Okay, just making sure I didn't miss something obvious. Now we just need to make that node. And say out. No. What am I doing?
Oh, it's gonna be hard to.
I'm in parse type.
Where even are we?
That may be.
That's not quite right, I think.
That may be an issue.
Last time I checked, for loops weren't types.
Nah, trust me, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's a mess.
Oh God. Can you like please edit C mode or something to where case labels are indented?
Indent. It's something. I don't. There's definitely something. There's some sort of one of these toggles or see indent, case or switch. I don't remember. There is something. I'll have to find it because I
That
don't
or we
really.
could just use Clang format, just saying.
That's true. I'd have to configure it and actually figure out how it works.
Yeah, I can try and help with that. I don't know every single setting either because there's a lot of them. And
Rip.
you can never get quite at 100%. You can never get quite. I can't talk today. You can never get. You can never quite get it 100% of what you want it to be. Jesus Christ! Why was that sentence so hard all of a sudden? Oh my God!
I'm infecting you with my dumbness.
This is not going to work too well, I think.
No?
Well, yeah, we would need to pass in everything, so we need to kind of pass that first, I think.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. That's a very good point. So basically,
And
we're just gonna be doing this.
basically,
Shout out recursion.
mhm.
There's just an extra space. That's why it's weird. We could honestly probably make these arguments, like inline calls to the thing I got rid of. This. Just call parse expression in here.
Sure. I mean, it's not gonna work, but because of commas, but otherwise you could do that.
Ah, that's true. Darn. Yeah. So we have init, we have condition, we have iterator, and we have body.
Then we do the commas.
So we are going to not consume, but we're going to say,
Yeah, I think consume in this parser for some ungodly reason errors if it's not that, because
and then we don't actually need to do that.
like the other parsers that I've recently written, Jesus Christ, I can't talk. Written. Oh my God. The other day I said leaped instead of leapt. Like something is wrong today. I mean, I know leaped is also grammatical, but still leaped. Ugh. What was this? Now that derailed me. What was it saying?
Honestly, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, typically consume. The way I write consume is that it just returns false if it doesn't. But in this compiler, it's different for some ungodly reason. Also, I don't think you want to discard a comma after the iterator. That's a bit weird, isn't it?
I was going to keep that for like macros, but you're right. That is kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
It's not in the grammar. Can I just do this?
We've got more questions in chat.
Bless. First time chat from Meloxis. Sup? Do you know Flutter? Meloxis, thank you so much for the follow. Flutter. I honestly don't know what that is. What is
It's
that?
some kind of language for UIs, I think, mostly.
Like Swift?
What was it used for again?
Clause?
It's some front end thing. I don't know. Some that rings a bell. It is
JavaScript?
some front end thing. Yeah.
Ew. Yeah, I don't know JavaScript. Android dev.
Right.
Did you see
Oh
how
my
much
God! I'm reading the wiki page, and it says on August 30, 2022, Flutter 3.3 was announced. This release featured Objective-C and Swift interop. That's how you know it's like something when you have Objective-C and Swift interop.
it's horrifying?
Oh my God.
Hey. It didn't it compiles.
It compiles in that's wait,
There
because
we
that's the
go.
follow. Well, it doesn't compile actually. You probably it doesn't quite compile.
Yeah, I think I ran function pointer.
Yes, you ran something else, and also I think someone is asking you to explain what this is.
Good question. Uh, okay, so do I know Flutter, the framework, or Dart, which may be the same thing? He got called an Android dev. That made me want to bring up on the mailing list, have the Emacs Devil mailing list.
Oh my god, the Max Devel. Don't mention the
They
third
are.
circle of hell or whatever that is.
Eli Zaretsky is crucifying the Android devs on there. He's like, I'm not merging this. There's no rush to do it, and it looks like you finished
Thank
it a week
God
ago.
Christ.
And they're like, nah, it's good. It's good, man. We can merge it. And he's like, so he went through the basics. And he's like, this is in the wrong directory. This code can't be here. This you should not change ever. RMS wrote that. There's literally comments like that in GCC that are like, we don't think this is right, but RMS wrote it, so we are keeping it. Now, to answer your question, Maloxis, what is this? This is a compiler. So we take this language that I made up, this code, and we're turning it into a native executable through assembly at the moment, but we're very soon going to emit object files. I say very soon, within the next 6 months.
Soon, yeah.
Within the next 6 months, we'll have object files. And then currently, we're working on implementing for loops, which is going to require phi nodes.
That's gonna be fun.
That's where we're at. And then I should be able to, at this point, print syntax only.
Syntax only would probably work. Well, no, actually, no, we can't print it. We need to actually implement printing it. There we go.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Always the one. Yeah, because that's printing nodes is the only place in my compiler where it doesn't break horribly if you've implemented it. So I have the same problem. Whenever I add a new node, I try to print it and it just doesn't print anything. And I'm like, oh god, I thought I had it. And then I need to go back and do one more thing. Ah.
So to print the children, what is happening here? How does it get children?
Okay, the below that, just put in everything in data, set the size to 4, and it'll just do it. We cast that to a pointer to an array, yeah.
This is a
Or
mess.
actually to an array of pointers. This is a literal this is an array literal.
Oh man. Oh no. Because it's
yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay.
In C you can take the address of a literal. You can't do that in C++, but you can do it in C. Because it just extends the lifetime until the end of the function, I think. So it just works. The increment, or iterate as what you called it. Yeah.
Okay. And then that's a little bit long.
Yeah, that should just do it. The syntax is a bit noisy, but it's a lot better than trying to do this yourself manually. That's
yeah,
worse.
That would suck. I think this will work great. Hey.
Everything is null. That's brilliant. Oh, that's the type is null because we haven't resolved it yet. That makes sense. But it's recognizing correctly, I think.
So we're not printing the child nodes of these.
Why are we not printing the child nodes of these?
Because if there aren't child nodes to these, that's a problem.
Yeah, that would be very wrong. Why are we printing binary expressions?
That's a good point. We're definitely printing. I think we're printing them correctly.
We are. So something is not right.
Yeah, it's probably the parsing.
Let's take a look at that. We're not setting the parent properly. That's it, probably. We're not setting the parent. If you don't set the parent, it doesn't get printed because of that's how it works. Because if you didn't do that, it would just end up recursing indefinitely if you have functions.
So we need to wait. So these need their parent set?
No, not here. When we pass it, you need to set the parent of all of these to the for loop.
Oh.
Actually, not. Yeah, I think in AST make 4 maybe.
Yeah, that would make sense. So what you're saying is that we need to say, oh yeah, this stuff.
All of that, yeah. Yeah, and so on.
Okay.
Because the reason for this is it's rather horrible, and it has to do with the fact that with functions basically, if you
Oh,
have a function reference, you don't want to print the entire function every time you have a function reference. So we need to find a way to sometimes see right there we have that's an external function, so not in here, but we need to find a way
Jesus.
to sometimes not print function references and only print the functions when they're declared. And the way we do that is by checking whether the grandparent of the logical parent is the same as the parent of the actual parent or stuff like that. It's horrible.
Is
But
grandma dead?
Work. It seems to work. So anyway, yeah, this looks better. This looks right, I think.
I just love the idea that code relies. Is grandma dead?
You can look at the code. Just go to ast.c, search for grandparent.
I'm curious.
You are already there. Just the logical grandparent. There you go. It's an AST print children. This very check right here. If the logical parent is merely used here, not defined to do anything, or rather, if the parent of the logical parent is not equal to the logical grandparent, which is arguably a bit of a scuffed way of doing it. There's a better way, I think. I have since come up with a better way, but I don't think I've implemented that here yet. So anyway,
Small enemy spider. So where are we at? We're at type check expression.
Someone in chat is saying, "What? Don't worry about it.
Don't worry.
This AST printing code is horrible. You never ever want to write tree printing code. It's the worst thing ever. One of the worst things ever. So
Yeah.
it somehow works. I'm not sure I fully understand how, but it seems to do the job just fine. So just don't look at it too much. It's just
So basically,
spot.
the logical parent gets passed a print node internal, and if this parent doesn't exist, then that means that this thing hasn't been placed anywhere, which means we can't actually print a function reference. Is that what that means?
Something like that.
That's good enough for me.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we at?
Type function is we only want to print a function where it's defined and not everywhere where it's used. That's perhaps a simpler way of putting it.
Yes. This, I realize, is kind of the hardest part.
What?
Just type checking a for loop.
Oh, that. I think Cogent would be out of... Type checking is just a lot. It's not that difficult per se, I'd say.
That's true. That's true.
Because we don't have a lot of constraints on them. The only constraint is that the condition is an integer, and that's it, pretty much.
Well, the init needs to be a declaration, right?
Well, nah, you could put anything in there.
Okay.
Why not?
Yeah, I was trying to come up with a reason why not, and I couldn't. I was like, okay, yeah,
See,
that's
it's
true.
much harder to artificially constrain something than to just allow anything. I recently implemented a very small preprocessor for, and again, another C compiler. And you know how in C, preprocessor directive is supposed to start at the beginning of a line? Yeah, I didn't do that because it's easier to just allow it to start anywhere than to handle that very specific case properly where it has to be at the beginning of a line.
Exactly. And I think that's how all C preprocessors work now.
No, if you try to put a hash define in a line somewhere, it will scream horribly at you, or a hash if.
I've done this all the time, where I do this.
White space at the beginning of a line is allowed. It has to be the first non-white space character.
Ah, okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. So should
also where white space between the hash and the directive is also allowed. That's also horrible. And I think even comments are allowed because they also count as white space. So you can have a block comment in between.
So forgive me if I'm wrong. We kind of need to recursively do everything here, right?
No, not really.
No? Don't we need to type check in it?
We just return false. Yeah, you have to do that, but you can just return false, and
Over
that's
and
that.
over. Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. And then the only thing we have to check is that the condition is an integer. Itself brilliant. I typically put conditions like these on one line if it's short.
I could probably merge them like this.
I suppose that's an option.
I feel like, yeah, there's not really a good solution here.
Yeah, I just put the if and the body of the if on the same line. Or what you can do is you can put the or at the end of the line, then they line up nicely.
That's true. What if I do that? I just did that because of Lenser OS, but this isn't that. I mean, that's kind of scuffed, but it's whatever.
There's no good way of formatting this. I've tried way too often. Like, there's no good way of formatting this, I think. Yeah.
If types equal
We
no,
need to do good old convertible, yeah.
should be bool.
Oh yeah, that's a good fix, me. I didn't even think of that.
That's
Is it
yeah.
which one is first?
It's
I don't
to
know which one
from.
first. Is it to from? Is it?
It
It
says at
might
the
be.
bottom here.
I didn't even. Yeah. Okay. Sure.
What do we got? Expression for condition.
Also, this entire, by the way, for this entire AST replace node nonsense, I think the solution that I've pretty much settled on my compiler is to pass in a pointer to the node pointer instead. So a pointer to a pointer, and then we can replace it like that. And I might rewrite this at some point to be more like that, because I feel like
That's it.
that's easier to handle then. Because if you look at AST replace node, it is one of the most abhorrent functions that I've ever written for this compiler, because it does this.
That's a good start.
It is scroll down, it gets worse. You technically have to add node 4 here as well, but just don't worry about it. It doesn't matter.
We'll do
I'm
it.
gonna refactor this. It's just horrible.
We'll do it just for fun, to appease.
I wouldn't recommend that.
Yeah. Is it a very bad idea?
Just don't. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. It's just so not worth it. I'm gonna throw that entire function out because it doesn't always work. It's just a horrible function. That
Yes.
looks. Oh God, that's not print. That is what's going on there. That is not being printed correctly. That's not right.
So it just has to do with these spaces, right? These spaces are showing up here. Leading text? I don't know how this works. That doesn't make any sense. Like, are we just using this leading text and copying it here? Like this? Does that make sense?
Something is being reset correctly. It needs to be one more to the left.
At least it's still readable.
Yeah, let's not worry about it.
I'm going to look at it to see if I just caused it.
Did you do something in print for? We can check while you're printing the for loop. Maybe there's something wrong there.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I didn't mess a bunch of stuff up.
What you're doing there. Let's compare it with how we print a while loop. It looks about right to me.
Size 4. It's a block expression. Why isn't the block expression being printed?
That's interesting. That's not right.
No. There's a missing block expression in AST print. Okay, we're not going to worry about it.
Let's just not.
Should be tbool. We should now be converting or type checking, excuse me. Oh, we have to return true.
Oh yeah, and we need to set the type to void.
Very true. CodeGen. We made it.
Nice. So now comes the actual interesting part. I'm gonna be right back, okay?
Okay. Right as we need him, he abandons us. Rec. I can't speak today, man. There's something in the air. Rekihit, thank you so much for the follow. I very much appreciate it. How's it going? Thank you so much for tuning in. How's everybody doing? How's chat? We're going to be cogenning 4 loops, which really is going to be a little complicated. So I'm going to start writing myself a little documentation here. Why are these... Don't these look bendy? Am I insane? First time chat from Rekihit. You're welcome. Good. I'm glad. So for init condition iter body. And basically, can I steal while? Yep, this thing. Because we're going to need a loop like this. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Okay. So we have current, then we have a place where we emit initializer, initializer. Okay. Then we do a conditional branch to the body. Huh. You see, the issue here is that that's not how it works at all. So I'm gonna need to add something in here. I don't think this needs to go higher. How do I do this? Oh, okay. I'm good at things, I swear. So I think I can use Control X space. Nearly. And then I have to do this. I'm getting it now. Nearly. Oh, Emacs Y. Thank you. And the reason I did that is because we need one of these, basically. What have I just done? And this is actually going to be emit initializer. I swear this makes sense, by the way. That. And then this is actually going to go into the conditional branch, which is then going to go into the body. This is going to be join where we exit to, the exit block. Entrance block, we emit the initializer. We can probably emit the initializer in the current block. But that would kind of break. Is that fine? I think that's fine. So I think we can actually do that here. Which means I get to do this again. Whoops. And copy. Okay. So this control flow seems to make sense where we have emit init, emit the condition. Oh, where does the iterator happen? Balls. That really threw a wrench in things. Damn, I thought I had it. Okay. Wait, maybe, can I do it here? Not body. Obviously emit body. That was satisfying. So if we emit iterator here, I should probably just make this longer. I know I'm gonna have to add like spaces everywhere, but it's probably worth it. Da-da-dun. Oh man. A cat. Do it in conditional branch. That doesn't make any... That doesn't work. Skysar. That is a good idea, though. I think that doesn't work because I equals 0, I is less than 10, plus plus I. In the first iteration, the iterator must not have run. It runs at the end of body, right? Because if we were to put CI, right? Put char or whatever, it's probably what we need. Yeah? I needs to be 0. It doesn't need to be 1 in this first iteration. This should print 0 through 9, not 1 through 10, right? So the body, while it's... Skysar says, my bad. Don't worry about it. I'm glad. Just things like that are good. It's like, hey, doesn't it work like this? That's perfect. I love hearing stuff like that because it's complicated. You know what I mean? It's easy to get things wrong, and talking about it is the only way to kind of ensure that it's not wrong. So at this point, we're going to need to create a bunch of blocks. I know from experience for all of these things, so let's go up to the while where we did that. I'm dumb. While. Okay. So we need to do IR block create, and then this is the branch to the condition block, and then we attach the condition block so that further code gen will be in this block. Then we gen mix. Okay. Then what do we do later? If while body is empty, don't use body block. Okay, so that just makes it only do the conditional. So that basically just removes this body from this loop and just says, make it go right back into itself until it exits. Okay. And then we say, if not IR is closed, IR branch out of the condition block into the join block. And then the body is actually attached, is generated here. Okay. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. So now wherever we are, I think we can take advantage of this and say that we have a cond block, a join block, and then I think we're going to have to do the same thing where the body may not exist of a for loop. It may just be the for loop that is meant to be doing something. So what do we do? So we need to definitely cogen expression context, not AST at this point. Cogen context. Node
Oh, I
expression.
just realized it was still muted. I see.
Hello. Welcome back.
Oh my god. That's why. So what I was saying,
I was just talking over you.
oh my god. So what I was saying is that the thing with the block where you branch back, you can just ignore that. I'm pretty sure that's just an optimization. That's not worth worrying about at this point.
So what you're saying is I should make the body block.
Yes,
Okay.
because you're also going to need it for the iterator.
Does this look right?
That looks right. I was saying that earlier, but I was still muted. I sometimes hate that I have too many goddamn mute buttons. Should be sorry. One.
That is really funny to me. I'm sorry.
Audio.
I probably sounded like such an asshole. You're probably in the middle of talking and I just start. It's bad. So we omit the initializer. This is what we do.
Yes.
We don't have expression. Am I insane? What is... We do have expression.
We should have expression.
Okay, so I'm just insane. I don't know what I wrote before. Omit init. What is it? IR attach block. Okay. And we want to attach the cond block. And then cogen expression context expr for condition.
Getting there, yeah.
And then we need to IR block
20x,
attach.
yes.
What did you say?
X.
Oh god. Extra expr. What did I forget? No, the iterator can just go at the end here.
Just go at the end.
Huh. Oh, and then attach the join block. This seems suspiciously easy. I feel like I'm forgetting something obvious.
This is a third of it, actually, yes.
So then we attach the join block and continue.
Mm-hmm.
What do we do? Return true?
No, don't return to break. That is
Okay.
a third of it, yes. There's two things that are missing.
So if I gotta go look at while. This branch, that's right.
Branches in general, you don't have a singular branch in that entire construct. You need to add all the branches. That's one thing. There's another thing that's also missing.
Khakis? I don't know. Return?
Actually, in this case, never mind. There's you don't even need a file loop here because it's a different kind of for loop. It's the C star for loop. If you have like a range-based for loop, you'd have to add a file as well, but that's not a problem here. But yeah, we're missing all the branches. We need branches everywhere.
Current to I just said half a sentence.
That's close. Yeah.
And then that's just the cond block.
Mm-hmm.
And then confusingly, from the cond block, we have to branch conditionally to the join block. On this condition, IR, then join block. Nope, otherwise. Okay, I'm getting this backwards. Then we have the then block, which we want to then go to the body, which means we can just use the body block. I'm a footballer now. Block attached body block, cogen expression body iterator, cogen branch join block. No, cogen branch. Oh, we have to get the last block, don't we?
No.
No?
You can just branch back to the condition.
Okay. Ah, because nice.
You mentioned phi's in the title even, but we don't need them here for this kind of for loop. We will need them if we add other kinds of for loops.
It's not a big deal. It's on the horizon. If you look at 4, this is what we're working on next.
Yep. But that one we will need a phi loop. A phi loop?
For
a phi node. A phi loop. Oh, no. Phi loop.
I kind of like phi loop. It's pretty special. Branch to the join block, please.
No. Yeah, that's one way to get one singular iteration out of a loop.
Yep, branch to the cond block, please. I'm like, yeah, just shortcut.
Much of a loop. It's just like, that's an if statement. A very convoluted one.
Oh, stop. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, we're good. I was worried that it's just like allocating memory or doing something crazy. It's just printing Y.
Interesting.
It's using 25% of my CPU to do this.
I don't think that's right. Something is not right. Let's take another look at this, shall we?
Printing Y. Well, it exited eventually, so that's good.
I think you should maybe Control-C it.
I did. It's printing the output that had already happened when I Control-C'd it.
Christ, how slow is your terminal?
It's really fast. It's using 25% of my CPU to print
No,
a
it's not
single
fast.
character.
I've seen you cat huge files before, and it was so slow. It's not fast at all. Trust me, a terminal is the
For
proper terminal is not
Windows.
faster than this. Just saying.
For
Okay.
Windows.
Yeah, it's a Windows thing. It's actually a Windows console API thing internally, as far as I know. Anyway,
Yes.
what are we doing here that's wrong? We emit the initializer, we branch the cond, we attach the cond, we emit the condition, we do a conditional branch on the condition to the body or the join block, we attach the body, we emit the body, we emit the iterator, and we branch back to the condition, then we attach the join block. Most of that seems right.
So it could be in CodeGen. Is it still?
You can also.
Okay.
There we go.
I did a. I don't know what did it. I pressed Control C and Control L and Control R in very quick succession. Code that is. Naturally. Okay, so prologue.
I'd maybe look at the IR otherwise. Maybe
Can we?
we
I guess
should.
I just don't have. I can't run it. That's all. Okay, this will be much better.
Let's take a look at that.
After RA, why not? That's a little.
Yeah, don't worry about it. That's fine. That is correct because it's taking the register.
Yes. Yes.
For some reason, I don't know why. Anyway, irrespective of that, we're loading stuff, we're branching, that's fine. We're loading more stuff, we do a less than.
Am I dumb? Hold on. Okay, integer is initialized to 10. Or to count. I was like, did I just make count infinite and that's why it went forever?
Well, let's see. What do we have here? Less than 9, 10. That's 7. What is 7 and 5? 7 is I, 5 is count. So if I is less than count, that seems right. Then we branch to 3, otherwise 4, that also seems right. We're loading, what's that? That's I. We're printing that. We're loading it again. We are adding 1 to it. And then we're storing that back into 7. And then we're branching back to 2. That seems right, so it's probably a register allocation thing. Hold on. We're storing 16 into 7.
We're doing
That's
loads that seem like it should work.
3, so that seems right.
Skystar says, just use Kitty or Alacrity for fast terminals. I can try it. What's your take on console with a K? I like it for simple stuff, for anything that might work well with optimizations. Alacrity, I use 12 terminals for different purposes.
I just use Terminator.
Yeah, I use new shell. I use WSL when I have to.
Windows terminal is your terminal, from what I can tell.
That's true. But my shell is new shell.
Mm.
I'll always mix those two up. I don't think I'll ever get those right.
How is the thing running in the terminal?
Which some would argue is the terminal.
Depends. In this case, it's not much, but in case of LensOS, it's much closer to the two being the same. That is true.
Yes.
So what's going on here? So most of this seems right to me.
So let's look at the code. I mean, we don't have much else.
Perhaps it's something. Let's see. Oh God, the parents don't make it any easier.
The double loading is interesting.
That's just the L value. We're cogening the L value, and then the yeah.
Seems a little.
Yeah, obviously it's redundant. It's the.
So we count is loaded into racks, which is 10.
It's initialized to 10. That's the start.
That's a good start.
Oh, it's an integer. The directive is byte. Never mind. Okay.
Then we move I into racks.
Yeah. Hold on. We just yeeted count.
I know.
But oh yeah, we're loading. It doesn't matter. That's just nonsense. That's just nonsense. In BB2 is what we're actually loading them, and that's fine. It's just unoptimized nonsense. Just don't worry about it. We're
You're
just emitting on.
correct.
Don't worry about it. That part of it is fine. Let's maybe look at the assembly again.
Because 8 goes unused.
So L1 is what actually matters. We're loading I and count. We're comparing them. Is that in the right order? I think so. That's RCX minus racks. And if that's less than... I think that's right. Is it?
What are we doing? Less than? If I is less than count?
Comparison isn't the right order because that's always horrible, but I think it is. Move 0 into EX and set AL. We test it. We jump to... If it's 0, we jump to 3, so that's if it's false. Otherwise to 2.
That makes sense. And then 2 here, which will fall
3
through
is
eventually.
fine. 2 is we're loading I. We are pushing the address of... we're pushing the value of I
It's
as
just,
well as...
yeah.
What is RDX here?
This is just saving in...
Yeah. This is just because it's used somewhere. So that just calls put C. That makes sense. And that's why it's in RCX, because you're using the Microsoft calling convention.
That's correct.
And then we move RAX into RCX. So that's the return value of put C.
Why did we do that?
The return value of put C
That doesn't make any sense.
that's allocated the same register, and then we're okay, hold on. We're reloading it into RAX.
Oh, okay. So this all is the unoptimized function call.
Yeah, nonsense.
So this is dead code.
Yeah, we're just reloading it. And then we're moving 1 into ECX. And then we add RAX into RCX. We move it back into RAX, and we move it back into the variable. And then we go back to 1. So this seems right.
What have I done?
Okay, in that case, the next
Should I
step
push?
is to step through it using GDB. That's GDB time.
Okay. Should I do that? How do I do this? I forget.
You can do it.
I'm pretty sure I can. I just don't remember. We don't have a symbol file.
We don't need one. We only need assembly. No, we don't need that. We can do layout ASM and layout register, or layout regs, I think it is.
What?
Layout ASM. Okay, you don't.
What are you talking about?
Apparently, your terminal cannot support that. So
right, cool. We don't need that. Why can't we just run
a.exe? It's horrible to try and debug what's going. What I'm trying to do is see what's going on in the registers, and that's horrible to do without we're actually seeing the registers.
Here,
what you can do.
I've done this before, I think.
Okay.
Info register. Okay.
Painful way of doing it, though.
Yeah, it's definitely painful. Okay.
Oh my god, not like this.
Yeah,
Jesus
so
Christ. Oh.
Is it as? Okay. I'm gonna make it a little smaller.
Okay, no, this is just, oh my god.
It's fine.
No, it's not fine. It's beyond atrocious.
So we're about to push RBP.
How is it that there's not a singular terminal on Windows that supports, like, what's it? Whatever GDB uses it.
I don't know at this point.
Oh my god.
Info. Okay, hold on. What if this is? Okay, never mind. It's a.exe. I was gonna say we could do this on Linux in WSL and have the TUI, but probably not, right? Because
you can compile the compiler in WSL.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that right now.
You can push that, and I can take a look at it if you'd like.
That's true. I think I can do it. I'll definitely do the pushes so that I don't waste time. And say this would be parsing and type checking of 4, right?
Parsing, typing, and technically codegen, even though it's a bit bugged at the moment.
We did it. 4 loops. Woohoo!
It's probably something with a compare. It's always the goddamn compare instruction.
4 loops. Woohoo! We did it. I'm just going to pretend they work.
We've got some more conversations about editors in chat, apparently.
Nice. I stopped using VS Code using some dead projects, Kate and Nano V, according to project requirement. So never have that issue. Because some issue with text. Did you hate how chunky it is? Because that's my other gripe. Yeah, even VS Codium is TT. What is TT? True type? Fonts? TTF? I don't know.
I don't know.
Am I crazy? Okay, so info register. Cool. And then I just need to do step in, right?
Step I, yeah. Step instruction.
Okay. And then I can just kind of keep doing all of these, right?
Yes.
It's a mess, I know.
Have you seen layout regs and layout asm before, by the way?
I have. It's blue and it's very nice.
Mm-hmm.
When I
yes.
When I used to debug Lenser OS, I used it in WSL.
Where is that even? Is it in tests or in examples?
4? Did I not?
What is
this?
this? What are you compiling?
I'm not compiling anything that's pushed.
Oh, that would do it.
Yeah. Yeah, that would definitely do it. I'll definitely do it. Classic. I forgot the example. Ugh. Okay. It's going well. So we're currently in L1.
Linux calling convention.
So this should run move count into racks. We should now compare them and we should be able to see flags if we want to.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
What have I done?
When I run it, the error that I get is the Futex facility returned an unexpected error code.
Oh no.
What in the world have you done? What have we done here?
Oh no.
Jesus Christ, what is this error?
Skyzar says TT equals crying. I see, it's a face. So E flags, we can see that the signed flag is set, the 0 flag is not set, which means that it is less than, right?
I have to look it up. I don't know that off the top of my head.
That's
you
fair.
You can check by word branches too.
That's
and
true.
use a step too, so you can check that.
So we should have just moved 0 into EAX, and then this should say,
so loading 10. We're zeroing it out, whatever, sure.
So Rax is now 1, which means we have properly, it is less than. Can I somehow...
It is less than.
Can I do this? I don't know how to type. History is empty. Fair enough.
Oh, I stepped into putc. How do I get out of this? Oh my God. God, damn it. GDB step out of function.
Does it continue? No. Then do you have to set a break?
Because it's finish.
Naturally.
Now everything is messed up. Refresh. Okay. We're popping everything. That's fine. Moving.
So for me, the call to putc caused a sig fault in NTDLL. Call enclave return.
That's not good. For me, the
Am I?
call seems to have worked.
You know, I think I may be stupid. What's the signature of putc?
Of putc, an integer. It should be an int.
Is that it?
Yes. An int, and it takes a file stream. You're thinking of put char.
Yeah, we both are. I want to die. I think I fixed it.
That might be it, because that explains why the assembly was looking right. And why I got a goddamn... What is it? That makes sense. That explains this error.
I got a
Okay, that's
B.
not quite right either. Or maybe it's... I don't know what you're printing. Are you printing control characters? You are, aren't you?
I
Okay,
am.
maybe start at like 65. Or I just add that. Can you do that in this compiler? I'm not sure you can.
Not
Yeah.
in this one.
Okay, sure.
Hey.
Nice. So that explains this error. That makes a lot of sense now, because the error that we're getting is the Futex facility returns an unexpected error code. And that makes sense because it needs to lock the file to print stuff. And it tries to do that with a Futex, and it goes horribly wrong because you're passing it random garbage.
Because there's nothing on the stack. Wait, there's RC. It doesn't even... Because what's in RDX? Hold on, I'm curious now.
I don't know what was in RDX.
Call putc.
In RDX, we're not even using an RDX. Oh, we're loading the address of that, so we're trying to interpret an integer as a file pointer. That's not going well.
The same integer, coincidentally, that we're printing.
So yeah, that explains that.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. If you call the right libc function, it works.
Yes.
Also, we have some very handy warnings here.
Yeah, don't worry about them. That's like
Token type to string.
Okay, we can add that one, but not the other one. The other one's stupid.
I would agree.
That one needs to be torn out at the root and replaced completely.
Am I... What?
I'm pretty sure it's not in here. It's in the parser.
Naturally. To be fair, it does make sense that it's here. It's just it doesn't make sense that the token types are in AST.h, but this is defined in parser.
The only reason is because they're also used for binary expression types. That's why. And for unit expressions.
That's right. That's right.
I typically was printing the keywords without the quotes, but you can add them if you want to.
I didn't realize. That's a good point. Okay.
We have for loops now. Brilliant.
Hey.
Like that. Turns out, see, this is a lesson to remember for the future. It actually just turns out that if the test doesn't work, you just gotta change the test. Simple as that.
Simple
the test doesn't work,
as.
the test.
Oh, easy.
Easy, yeah.
For I don't know what to do here. Examples. Fix incorrect usage of libc function putc.
Very fair. Why the hell is there a putc and an f putc? Because there's f putc and putc, and they have the same signature.
Yeah, it's
Why?
like for fun, I guess. So they just hate us. They hate us because they ain't us.
C, yeah, libc is generally a mess sometimes. I mean, there's this putc and f putc, and there's gets. Well, the function gets is such an abomination that if you try and use it, the linker will tell you not to. The LD is programmed to check for uses of the symbol gets and issue a warning if it appears anywhere, because it's just such an unsafe function that you should never ever use.
That's right.
I mean, even if you look at the man page for it, description, never use this function.
That's so good. Is that really what it is?
Yes, I'll put a screenshot of it in on the Discord.
That is what it is.
Oh, you can look at it here, I suppose. Yep.
Uh, why even implement it?
You can scroll down in the bug section. There's a description as to why not to.
Never use gets. Because it is impossible to tell without knowing the data in advance how many characters gets will read, and because gets will continue to store characters past the end of the buffer, it is extremely dangerous to use. It has been used to break computer security. Use fgets instead.
Yeah. If
So
you try to use
legendary.
it and you link against it in your code, the linker will complain about it. It will warn you not to do that.
I'm going to test something that we haven't done before. We've never done this.
In theory, that should work.
I think
That
I've
won't, because we can't add pointers that way. You'd have to like use a subscript.
so this has to be less than array at 4.
I think even pointer 4 would work, yes.
Well,
yeah.
pointer's going to be changing.
Oh, that's a good point. Damn it. Yeah. Ignore that.
Bats cursed.
Yeah, coming from C, that looks very wrong, that last line.
It does. I was like, this hurts my brain, but I think it's right.
That's just gonna... Oh, we need to initialize it first, yeah.
We really need array initializers. That's something I should work on.
We can implement that now if you'd like. Well,
we'd have to add
maybe something like that, yeah. Passing would be easy as always.
Code gen wouldn't be too difficult either, would it?
No, not really. Especially since we could just, once we have an intrinsic mem copy, we could just concatenate the entire thing and mem copy it in or something.
That's true.
If it's a local array. If it's a global array, we already have static initializers. We can just omit that. But let's not worry about that now.
Not yet, but that is something I'm very interested in doing. Also, these are incorrect.
Yeah, let's make them comments. Why not? No one needs to assign to these anyway.
Perfect. Yeah. It's gonna break, right? Static type checking. Be damned.
Yeah, we can just disable that. Oh yeah, less than equal to 3, that works. Comparison is not implemented for pointers.
What?
Brilliant.
Where?
Oh yeah, that's just a check. You can disable that check. That's just in
type
yeah.
This stuff.
Not is integer, not is integer, and not is pointer or something.
Yeah.
I think its type is pointer.
Because we moved it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we should oh. It didn't like it. What did we do? I'm curious what we did. I can't believe. Oh my god.
Cheese.
Okay.
We should maybe split that into 2 files.
That's a good idea. I think it basically just starts. Yeah, this is a mess. It basically just starts here, right?
Probably.
And what did we get? What was the error? Oh, yes.
Something interesting.
So we immediate 6908. Why are we loading 3 immediates?
Oh, that's for the address computation. Probably the 0 and the 8. That's for the address for the display, the scale displacement. That's that.
So we load this immediate, and then we say cogen the L value, in which case we have to do this. Where we get, okay, 0 times 8. I'm starting to get that.
0 times 8.
Naturally.
Doing 0 times 8 using a mole. And then it adds the result of that to a pointer.
Naturally. And then
Oh, that would do. Hold on. Is it? Oh, no, it is right. Okay. Wait. Look at 20. Is that right?
Is it
Why is
used?
it loading it?
I don't think we used 20.
Why is it loading it?
I don't know, to be honest. This? No.
The issue is not just that it's loading it, but if you look at the IR again, it's... Oh, no, never mind. 19 is the pointer. Okay, that's fine. It's scuffed, but it's fine.
This store into 25 seems fine, I guess, because that's adding this, and then this is dereference plus or equals store into.
Address of the thing I was storing to that.
Okay. In which case, we then have 42, 1, and 8, 10, 2, and 8. So when we go to print things, we have a putter, which is an at integer, which makes sense because we load this and we get a pointer. We get 0, 8. So this is this again. Mul 42, 43, add 19.
Is 19 still in, where is that stored?
R2.
That's in R2. Is R2 still okay? Apparently R2
it is.
Did manage to do that somehow. I'm honestly surprised.
Shout out RA.
But here's where it starts breaking down. It's overwriting R2 here. Is that right?
But that should be fine because we don't use it anymore.
It's
19.
fine until now. Let's see. Let's see. It is currently still fine.
0, 8, 49.
So we're adding all of that. So that's just an add of 0, and then we load 41, which is pointer, after storing into it, and brand. That's the condition, it seems.
Why do we do this stuff?
This is for the less than, probably. A load, that's again the address computation of what's that's array 3, if you look at that. That's array 3 is what
okay.
But that's a bit strange. Where's 52?
Yeah.
What in the world are we branching on? Where's 52?
It's a little worrying.
Maybe.
So what am I passing? 52 just doesn't
52?
exist.
It's
not been inserted. Yeah, it's not been inserted somewhere. So we branch on the conditional IR.
After cogenning it, so that seems fine.
Did we block attach?
Yeah, let's go to cogen expression. Maybe take a look at the cogen for less than or equals, because I don't think we've used that before. Could just be that that's broken. Oh God, what is this? Oh no. Okay. It's definitely assigning something to it. Let's maybe look at, is it less? I think it's less than or equals. Let's maybe look at that. Oh, that's probably just in the entire giant macro. That's probably just generated by the macro.
That is, yeah.
Let's take a look at the macro, then maybe the macro is scuffed.
Left-hand side type, set pair
User
mark,
set pair mark.
insert.
And it inserts it, and it's after inserting the operands. Right? Code and expression. Yeah. We are omitting the operands, so that's good. So what is going wrong here?
Okay. New theory. What happens when I do this? Can we get it to happen once? We can get it to happen once. What does that mean?
That makes sense.
52 is here.
Okay, so something is going wrong somewhere with a disappearing 52 for some reason.
Yeah.
Okay. Scroll up again maybe. So if we have, it's still there though. But 51 is gone.
Yeah.
Something is wrong with how we calculate this displacement.
What is this? So are you saying subscript might be incorrect?
Yes, I think subscripting is broken.
That's up here.
That is now in cogent L value, I think, isn't it?
Is it not this? The IR mole?
Where is that? That's in wait a second.
Just before we emit the binary stuff.
So this is Jesus Christ. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that is a problem. But the thing is, we're not using it as a value here. We're using it as an L value, all right? We're not loading from it. This is for when we load from it. No, actually, never mind. I keep forgetting that a subscript returns a pointer and
Yeah.
not an L value. Oh my God. Okay. Yeah. So this should be fine.
Why?
Seems right, I think.
Oh, this is highlighting interestingly. It's fine. Subs left-hand side. So basically, all of this just converts the left-hand side. It emits the left-hand side, right?
It emits the left. What? Oh, you mean the entire
Of the
thing or what part?
subscript.
The entire if, or
Yes.
that part of it.
This entire if.
This
That's
part, this should emit the subscript. That is true.
and then this should emit the actual
Scale,
multiplication stuff.
placement, whatever.
So we have if type is array, else if type is pointer, which we probably haven't done subscripts on pointers very much.
I don't think so.
So is this incorrect?
I think it's correct. The immediate seems or looks right to me. The multiplication looks right. That could probably be a bit more like implemented more efficiently, but
So the IR immediate, is there
that's
any
the
way?
8.
Right.
That's the 8. That's there.
What are we missing? A mole?
Hold on. Let's go back for a
We're
second.
missing a mole.
Coach and scaled ref. Okay. Hold on. No, actually,
Where's this mole gone?
it should. Yeah, what is it? It
It's
should be
51.
inserted, isn't it?
It hasn't
That's
been inserted though.
does IAML inserts it, doesn't it?
Yes. There's no
So
way it doesn't. Things would be broken.
where did it go?
Where is
It's
IR
standard
mole?
macro, probably.
It's probably just a binary case, isn't it?
Should be, yeah.
So IRMOL is handled in this way.
Mhm.
So it does insert itself. Okay, let's check the program. Did I write the program wrong? I did that before. That looks like the same syntax. I don't think I screwed that up. And could it be it's not a phi situation, right?
No, we don't need phi's here in this
Because
case.
51 isn't even here.
We're looking at the register allocated R. Let's look at what it spits out at the beginning. Maybe something is going wrong here.
That's true. Oh, stuff is going wrong. Okay.
Okay, well, something is definitely not right there then. What's happening?
What? Did I turn on optimization? What the hell happened?
Doesn't look like it.
So you're telling me like phi to copy is doing all this nonsense?
Hold on. Scroll down again because now it's right, I think.
Is it what?
52 is 51 is still missing, never mind. So phi to copy can't really be doing anything because it's not a phi.
So what else in register allocation changes things?
We'd have to check.
I don't want to look at the code. Phi to copy. So we should look for IR remove, right?
Probably, yeah. Good idea.
Remove.
Coalescing. Maybe it is the coalesce side. Might be. I hope not.
So this is copy elimination.
You know, you can just do the thing where you comment out the call to the coalescer in like the main array function. Because I think you should just be able to. Coalescing is an optional step. I'm pretty sure, at least.
Pretty sure. Yeah, it works great.
Not the coalescer, then you can re-enable that because otherwise we'll get copies everywhere and it's kind of messy.
But it did fix it.
It did not fix it. Where did 70 go? And
What?
71.
Oh no.
So
Why?
it didn't fix. Okay, let's re-enable the coalescer. It's not that, and it makes the code a lot more readable.
Yeah. It just doesn't make sense to me how.
What we do is now we need to do the good old thing and enable debug array. That way it will print the IR after every register allocation pass. And we can see, okay, we need to fix something because we haven't enabled this since like ever, apparently. Maybe I think it's lists apparently instead of list.
7.
Because it has no member named list. Did you mean lists? Maybe we meant that.
Where do I do what?
You need to actually read the error message. It should say the line there. Or the line 768, for instance.
Oh Jesus.
Maybe let's try lists. Maybe that works. No. Okay, then let's see. I haven't looked at this code in a while either, so
What does print adjacency lists do?
yeah, okay. If I enable that, I'm getting a bunch of errors. So what does this call? This calls print adjacency lists.
Which is just a pointer to adjacency lists.
A pointer to adjacency lists. So we maybe need to, yeah, there we go. There we go. This is what happens if you update the code and you never enable the debug flag for like a few weeks and months, and then this happens. Suddenly, nothing works anymore. I think it's in here.
I probably only have like 15 more minutes, by the way.
All right.
So we're gonna get this done for sure and fix it.
All right. Let's start at like not here, perhaps. Oh my god.
So let's after coloring is a bit too late. Oh god, we're getting every function. That's even worse. So what function do we care about here? Main, right?
Yes. Whoa, man.
Okay, let's go over that.
How far do I go?
Did you clear your shell recently?
No.
Okay. Matrix. So let's hold on. Let's pause here for a sec. After phi to copy, let's see if there's anything wrong here.
With
There's anything
specifically
missing.
down here.
It looks like everything is still there.
Yes.
Okay, so it may not be in here. Let's go down.
This is a little worrying.
Nah,
Oh,
that's
no,
fine.
it's not. It's fine.
Yeah.
So after MTX, we've done some things.
Mm-hmm. That just assigns some registers, I think. That does nothing either. That's fine.
The numbers changed.
Yeah, that's fine. It does some things. I think that's fine.
Yeah, we inserted some copies and stuff.
That's fine, probably, yeah. Because we did lowering of function call arguments or something, I think.
I don't think this is working exactly correctly. Just gonna point that
Well,
out.
it looks a bit strange, yeah.
I think this is supposed to be the number stack.
God.
I don't know. What is all this?
Adjacent to matrix or something. For coalescing, okay, let's take a look at this.
Looks good.
Okay, still everything is still there.
After coalescing. Everything is still there.
Yeah, I think it is, yeah. Uh-huh. After rebuild. Now it gets interesting. What is that again?
After we coalesce, we rebuild the adjacency matrix.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. That shouldn't change anything.
Shouldn't. And doesn't.
Everything is still there. Good. Yeah, that looks right. So after building the color stack, everything is still there. Okay.
After coloring,
Coloring.
please don't say coloring. Okay, I was like, I don't want to look at coloring right now.
Hold on, everything is still there.
Yes.
Okay. Is there another step after coloring?
Phi to copy, naturally.
That's for put shell. Well,
I see. Everything's here.
well, that
What-
also looks right.
What's happening? Is it working now?
I think it disappeared, but it still didn't work. Fascinating.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, I guess that's working now. Okay.
That's weird.
I'm glad that you witnessed that, because I don't feel like I did anything there, and it.
Things just disappeared for some reason. I don't know why.
What has disappeared?
I mean,
Oh yeah,
things
the instruction.
earlier, now they're back. That's weird.
So, E. This is going to be like a star. We could do E0. New line. What is this going to be? Y. Well, we got an E. But it's looping forever, clearly. So we're jumping from here to here, in which we load 41, which is putter. (48, 49, 51, 19). Ah.
Did we overwrite 19?
We have.
Oh my god.
Are we not marking uses somewhere? Seems a
So
little
the
late for
way
that.
it doesn't use uses anymore, it uses live ranges, which may be not, which may be incorrect or something. I don't know. Maybe it's not calculating them correctly anymore for some reason. But the thing is, it should work because the way we calculate them is we build the dominator tree and then walk all paths to the root, and that should just work because of how SSA works.
Yeah, this doesn't make any sense. It's definitely an RA bug,
Mm.
right?
Probably, yeah.
Because otherwise, how would R2 be set here? So the RA either has bad input or is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's fun. I love finding RA bugs. And it mainly has to do with... Oh man, I don't even know how this works anymore, man.
It's complicated.
Dominator tree. I'm grasping at straws.
Mm-hmm.
So when we build the dominator tree, where
So
is...
typically, that's not in here. That's in dom.c. But typically, if two interfering registers being allocated the same, or two interfering values being allocated the same register as the problem, then most likely the problem is what we calculate interferences.
which would be done...
In the register allocator.
Yeah. When do we... Okay, where is that? I don't know what that's called. What function am I looking for?
That I think.
Collect interferences for node. Okay. So for each dominator, collect interferences for node, desk dom, live out visited, G. That seems right.
Yeah, we just walk all the paths from any exit blocks back to the root.
Huh. Okay. So adjacency matrix set matrix index live val index. So what is for each putter live vals? What is this?
So basically, the way we compute liveness is we do it the traditional way where you iterate backwards. So if we encounter a use of a variable, that variable becomes live. And when we find the definition, then it becomes dead, then it dies. So and in between it is live, which means that everything else that's in between will interfere with that variable. And live vals contains the variables or values or whatever you want to call them that are currently live.
Which is just an empty vector.
It starts out as an empty vector, yes.
Okay. I've got like 5 minutes left. Just so everyone is
I'm
aware.
done today then with this.
I don't either. But I don't feel that bad because they work. At this point, it's just RA. Or it's not, and it's something else that we looked over, but I'm pretty sure it's RA at this stage.
It looks like it, yeah.
The question is, where in this crazy convoluted function is it? And then we also have to make like debugging way better because it's a mess right now. I'm gonna try extra small.
Oh god.
Whoops. Whoops, that didn't work. Okay. We implemented for loops today. Oh.
And they even work so long as you don't try to use pointers as iterators.
I think if it just can't get too complicated. Pog, okay. So I think this, I don't know what this is, to be honest. This has to be the number stack, right?
I think so, yeah.
So this is the order in which we need to color these.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Referring to index versus this, which sucks. Which is why we have all this nonsense.
I think so, yeah, yeah.
To correspond indices into debug numbers. This is a little worrying. I don't know what this is. And it doesn't make any sense. I also don't know what's happening here. Why are we printing true and false instead of ones and zeros?
That's very weird, that's true.
What is happening? Like, seriously. How do you even do that?
Where are we printing it even in?
What is B? Why are we doing bool?
Why are we doing bool?
Boo.
Quick question.
Why did it try and run that again? Hey, that makes a little more sense. Much better.
That's better, yeah.
It's still a little scuffed. Because these aren't going to line up. So we need to do like percentage 4Z or something. Can we do that? No.
Apparently not.
We can't do specific width integers.
Oh no, it can't widths. No, it can. I rarely ever use that, so I haven't implemented that yet.
I mean, except for all of this. Where are we at? What are we doing? 19. Oh, this is 0. So where's actually, is it still 19? It is still 19. 19 refers to 16. 16. Oh man, we'd have to find the 6. Oh, these are meant to be the labels, huh? They are. Like on the left side, they're supposed to be the bottom labels. It's just completely fucking trashed. This. It's just percentage Z. And after this for no reason. I want to open git blame, you know what I mean?
Sure.
I'm a little curious if I did this nonsense. Blame echo. I have to do like a style. I suspect it was Sir Aid. So that makes a lot of sense, though.
I did change a lot in the register allocator, yeah.
Yeah. I'll quit blaming. Okay. I don't think this. This is supposed to print 0, and this is supposed to print 1. Shouldn't there be a space here?
Probably, I don't know.
Am I crazy? This is just debug information for later. I'm not even going to be able to use it right now. I got to go. This is much better. Now we can see 16 is here.
Yeah.
Wait. Nah, it's going to be wrong. This is a mess. It's an absolute mess because we're doing the same problem here. There's no spaces. Unless there is, but there's 3 spaces here, which I don't know why. We really got to work on this, but hopefully we can figure out 16 is adjacent with a whole bunch of things, including 49 and 50 and where it's used. later on. Where's 49 is 46. Apparently it is adjacent if this is actually the 16th one over. I don't know how to tell that. And I also don't know how 3 1s show up in a row.
I don't think we're going to figure this out today, honestly.
Definitely not. I'm tired. I gotta go. I got stuff to do before I sleep. It's gonna be too late already. I gotta do this one thing and it's gonna bother me. Yeah, this isn't lined up at all. I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm gonna have to fix me. This function doesn't do the right thing. At all. Wonderful. We'll get there. Where are we at? I don't think I need to do all this nonsense. I should fix g.lists and stuff. But I don't think I need to commit this, do you? Are you still here? Sir8, have you died?
I'm still here.
Okay, just checking. I was like, how long have I been talking?
No, I'm still here. I was just thinking about this, but I can't think of anything off the top of my head that would be wrong and or at least cause this. Like nothing obvious, at least.
Yeah, it's nothing absolutely clear. And
Yeah.
it may just have to do with like our coloring algorithm. Like it may be that the live ranges, once we can actually see them, are correct. And the only thing that we don't do properly is like color them in the right order.
It could be, yeah. Maybe we should really do a thing where we can print the live ranges nicely next to the IR or something.
I think what really all we need to do is when we print the IR, to print the live ranges, next to each one, we should print the end where it dies. Does that kind of make sense?
What values are live at what point in the program? That's typically a thing that you do when you're dealing with these sorts of things that we're not doing here at the moment.
We could do that. I was
not now.
I was also thinking of like instead of showing all of the ones in use, just for 3, say like number 9, and that's where 3 can be used again.
I feel like it's the way that it's calculated. It's easier if you just print it.
That's probably true.
Right.
That's probably true. But yeah, so I don't need to actually do the for stuff, but I do want to fix a little bit of the
examples is always a good idea because then even if it fails, we have examples to test with.
That's true. So maybe I should split that into its own file because working for and not. RA. Don't print bools. Step 1. I probably should have included these changes, but whatever. It's all going to the same place in the end. Take this. Array for. I don't know why I named it that. That's dumb.
Yeah. Array pointer for something like that.
Yeah. Cool. Cool. Should return 0, print E0, new line.
Apparently, you've been streaming for 3.5 hours.
Oh no. What happened?
I don't know.
It's gonna work now, isn't it? No, I didn't get rid of it. I didn't save it. Legendary. It does it so fast. You know, one thing we don't have is the C++ or Rust issue of just endless compilation, where it takes forever. We have a fast compiler.
Yeah, because it
doesn't
just
do anything.
it doesn't do much. Yeah. With mine's a lot slower because I'm generating LVMIR and then I'm passing it to Clang and then I'm running it all separately.
Naturally.
Mm.
That is basically how it works, though. Even GCC kind of does that now.
Mm-hmm.
Print adjacency lists. So this is just fix debug message, debug invocations, debug logging invocations.
Something like that, yeah.
Do we want to allow this? It doesn't matter. Why not?
Sure, yeah.
Allow comparison of pointers. Sema. Looking good. I think I'm just going to push all those and not worry about it from now on. No, I might work on better debug printouts and just try and get it to where we can actually see what's going on and then try and fix stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's something I can work on, though. I'm just gonna... I can't do that. Never mind. It's gonna go to scratch.
Mm.
Goodbye. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I had a great old time. And we implemented for loops. We did it. It does actually work.
Some more front-end stuff too for integer and bytes and so on.
That's right. We fixed the bugs of like scopes. Nested scopes could actually... I screwed some up. Hold on. This is going to bother me. Dun-dun. Okay. Much better. We have for loops. We can print numbers. We did it. We also made it so we fixed an issue that was open. We made it so that the... What was it? Oh yeah, the integer, byte, and void are now all keywords, which means that they cannot be redefined in nested scopes. Beautiful. We did it. I don't think I have anything to add, do you?
Not really, I think, no.
Okay, well, you know what to do. Go into the description and click those buttons. All of them. You know those little things with the blue underline? Click those. That's all I got. I'm telling you to click links in the description. Check out Saraid. He has some support links, I believe. We have obviously the GitHub and Codeberg, where you can find all of this wonderful open source code that is completely free, as in freedom, for you to use. I guess technically the compiler isn't free as in freedom yet, but... Or this one probably won't be ever. We should just make a GCC front end to make a free intercept compiler. That's probably not that hard to generate Gimple.
Well, I'm generating LVMIR. It's basically the same
Yeah,
to some extent. So yeah, it's not that hard.
we can do it. But that'd be a separate project.
Said before, I can add an LVM backend if you're interested. That shouldn't be too hard. It's basically LVM anyway.
The only reason it'd be nice is because we could see examples of code. Like what does the register allocation do and stuff.
Oh god, the LVM register allocation. Yeah, no.
That's
what
probably...
I do for generating code is if I don't quite know what to do with code, is I will just open Compile Explorer and type in the equivalent C code, and then I'll see what GCC spits out. Or for me, if I'm generating LVMIR, I'll just compile a dummy C program that does the same thing and check what what Clang spits out for it, what the IR is.
That's probably a better way to do things.
That's how I do it typically. And if you're interested, I can add an LVM backend to this. That shouldn't be too complicated. But I basically have an LVM backend for a compiler already. For my compiler, I can just port that to C. That should more or less just work. And the IR that we have is very similar to LVMR anyway, because that's what I had in mind when I designed it, because that's what I'm used to. I mostly work with LVM whenever I use like other compilers. So yeah,
Oh, lovely
it
and
seems like
horrible.
code is working then.
Yeah, I tested it. It's working. This is
That's good.
Lenser OS. It's my OS. It has a shell. Look, I ran a thing, and it tells you the return value. Here, we'll go look. We'll go look real quick at the stream of 2022 Lenser OS users standard. No, blaze it main.c.
I love how that's a separate directory. I love how the copyright banner is 18 lines. The code is 4.
This is the code.
Nice.
And this we can run on my custom OS. It actually prints out, as you can see. We're running the program. We don't really have any other programs or anything useful at the moment, but you can just sit here and blaze it. And that's what I like to do.
Yeah.
I don't
I'd
like to
say
do much.
in terms of like useful programs, now that we have a shell or the semblance of a shell, we can start adding little things like, I don't know, ls or something once we have directory. We now have a way to iterate over directories actually that we could reuse on the table.
All we have to do now is make a syscall and some sort of way, an API to see directories.
The way Linux does it is it just uses open for everything, for directories too.
But
you can't read from a directory using the read syscall. You have to use another syscall for that. Like I think it's get ends for on Linux at least.
I was gonna actually just use read.
But the problem is if you try and read 3 bytes from a directory entry, what does that mean?
You'll get the first three bytes of the directory entry. I don't know.
Yeah, but then you have to sort of know how big the directory entry is to read an entry, and that will be different from file system to file system.
Well, that's why I was going to have a VFS directory descriptor. And the VFS would basically create this vector of file names plus some other metadata. And that would be everything within the directory. And then that would be returned. That would be like effectively the contents of the directory file.
Yes, but then I wouldn't recommend using the read syscall, but rather providing something that reads the next file name, maybe in the directory.
But then we have like to manage state.
I mean, that's a file that already has state. It stores a file pointer already has that. It has the like what's
well, all we need
off-
is a file name. What do you mean? Because the actual directory entry, all you need, I think even dirent, all it provides is the file name, right?
Yeah. But you need to like be able to read a file name at a time. If you just sell it, you can't know if you can't really read from a directory too well if you don't know how long the entries are. You can't read the next entry if you don't know how long the entries are. You'd have to like return them no printed or something, and that would get messy, I'd say.
So what I'm picturing is like a struct, a header, and then that contains like next header, right? Or offset to next header. That's also fine. It doesn't matter how it's implemented. And then you basically, this is part of a dirent that we'll call dir entry or whatever. And then this just has like a const char of path max or whatever it is, name max. And then basically you can always know that there will be at least one header, and then the header can tell you more stuff, like what this stuff is. And then it will just return, like the contents when you read it will just be this structure.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying basically. Maybe not with the read syscall, but
why not?
Provide a syscall that reads the next entry, something like that.
Yeah, why not the read syscall with a size of
I just feel like it would be confusing semantically to use the read syscall for that, because you're not really reading bytes at an offset, which is what the read syscall implies. The read syscall says I'm reading 10 bytes, but instead actually it reads, you say that the size doesn't matter and you just read however big this thing is. It kind of just feels off semantically.
I see what you're saying, but I feel like that's going to be a problem no matter what. No matter how you do it. Even if you said
syscall for that.
Even if you said there's a syscall that just returns one dir entry, and you have to like pass and keep a struct dir state, and then this has to be like implementation defined in the VFS, and it's like a whole mess of virtual functions that we shouldn't have to deal with. I think we can just create like a list of bytes of structures. But
we have to deal with that anyway when we read from a file. When we see, like, if we're seeking in a file or where we are in a file, we already have to deal with that with files anyway. So directories would be just the same.
But then every single file system would need to like implement its own dir state that is then returned or stored in here.
Well,
and
yeah,
it's a mess.
Over a FAT directory differently than over an ext2 directory.
Yeah, but I don't think there's any reason we need to separate the iteration of each entry. I think you should be able to read an entire directory. And
so every time you want to read the one entry from a directory, the system just goes and reads the entire thing and caches it?
If you open a directory, it gives you the file name of every single file or entry within that directory.
That seems a bit much, perhaps, but...
How? When is somebody opening a directory in which they don't want all of the answers? It may be the case. I just can't picture it right now.
It just seems off to just read the entire thing at once.
Maybe. What's the alternative?
Well,
it's like the
state in a directory descriptor or something, like we have in, yeah, something like that.
So if we had like a dir state, then what? This would have to be templated.
Well, the internal implementation is we didn't find a way to do that. It's like with file metadata; it would be the same thing basically.
But when we return this from, like, this has to be saved somewhere. Where is this saved?
Well,
libc?
You would have a directory descriptor, like in the file descriptor, like it's associated with the file descriptor.
So
in the file data somehow, probably.
This would propose that the VFS gains a directories vector instead of files as well?
Well, we could use the same. We could also use file. The way Linux does it is uses the open syscall for both directories and files. So the file descriptors are the same basically. And instead, we just modify the file metadata to store something else. Like we're already more or less doing it. There's a void pointer in there. We could put something in there for directories or something, for instance.
I see what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is also for, I'm not sure how POSIX exactly specifies it, but there is a read the function in POSIX that I'm pretty sure returns the next entry. So kind of the API that people expect there to be.
But couldn't that be on the level of libc?
Yeah, it could be. You could do that in libc. It is actually implemented in libc because there used to be a read the syscall that doesn't do the same thing as the read the C function or something, and now read in modern libc is implemented using get dends, which is the actual syscall that's used for reading directories now.
So what you're saying is basically we can do whatever we want as long as the libc agrees.
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
It just feels a bit weird to me to read the entire directory at once, but it would probably be easier to some extent.
It's fine. It's an OOM.
We just see. This is why I set the memory to 1,000 megabytes of RAM.
See, I like to see how much I can get away with. So there's a memory leak somewhere in fork and this stuff.
I see.
Otherwise, it could run forever.
With a memory leak in fog, Jesus Christ. I mean, yeah, in this case, the thing is, if you're literally allocating memory in the kernel, then there isn't really a way to automatically free it. You'd have to do that manually every time, even if it's C++ or not.
Which
So,
we
yeah.
are. We are. But yeah, so there's some sort of, it may just be the page tables, honestly, because we copy so damn many of those. And we never
Good.
free them.
Yeah, that's the worst part, freeing the memory that's required to keep track of the memory.
That's right. But yeah, everything looks fine. It's simply due to the fact that we don't have much memory. We have total 56 megabytes, out of which 32 kilobytes are used for the heap. And quite a bit is used for the kernel itself. And the frame buffer is quite large, which we don't even use anymore, the deferred frame buffer. We can probably get rid of this. That's very large. But yeah, that's pretty much the largest thing. We have a 400 kilobyte kernel. Not doing too bad, not doing too bad.
Yeah.
I'm happy with it. What do we have? Welcome. Hey, Reki. Is that Reki Height from the chat? I see you over here. Thanks for joining. I appreciate it. Thanks for joining the Discord. You will get announcements every time I go live, especially if you ask to join the notifs group, in which case you'll get bling. Lender OS wants to die once more. Every time I go live. I did it. I think I should wrap it up. Lender OS is cool. There's a shell. And Intercept now has 4 loops. And life's good. Ricky Heat says, oh no. All right. Thank you, everybody, so much for watching. I've got nothing more to say other than I had a great time. I would love to do this again, so be sure to check back here. Click that follow button. Click that subscribe button. Or leave a comment that just says hi. It's fine. But yeah, tell me what you're working on. I'm curious. I like free and open source software, so if you're writing something cool, I'd love to see it. I'd love to show it off. What is it? Show me. Do you have anything?
Not that I can think of, no.
Okay, we're good. Go support Serraid. It's in the description. And me, I guess, if you really care, but I'm fine. But yeah, we did it. Thanks, Emacs. Shout out to RMS, St. Ganutius. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye.
Ta-da.